Same.
Awesome.
Oh.
Oh.
What's
we got Jason in
up?
the house.
Oh my.
He's ambushing us. I know it. Oh man.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Jason.
Jason.
Happy birthday.
Ah! Wait a minute.
What's up, David?
In our midst.
What's up, David?
Wait, I think something else is going on here.
They're only noodles,
Yeah,
Chance.
there he is.
What's going on?
What is up,
Come on.
everyone?
Hello.
Happy Jason's birthday, Friday
Hey,
the 13th.
who knows how old Jason is today?
Virgil knows. Anybody in the chat know?
Oh, I wonder if I can see the chat.
Hit it all in comments, and it should go. Virgil Voorhees. Yep. Yeah, man. 79 is the answer.
Yes,
I don't see anyone
79.
rocking the chat there.
Oh,
I can join the chat. It
little
says.
spring chicken.
No, I'm not going to do that, though. Well, welcome,
It's actually-
everybody.
Yeah, it's actually pretty rare that Jason's birthday actually lands on a Friday. I think it only happens 3 more times in the next 25 years.
Wow.
And how cool that the only Friday the 13th of the year
Yeah,
is Jason's
this
birthday
year.
this year. That's cool.
We get 3 of them next year, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we always start off with what's everyone drinking?
Mm.
Candle enthusiast.
Representing.
Where you at, Shane?
Not forgotten.
If you're watching, Shane, hurry your ass back.
Yeah, come on, man.
We're going to call ourselves the Sons of Shane, the Sons and Daughters of Shane.
So we do have a special guest tonight. We got Mr. Todd Kramer.
Yep.
Live.
What are you
Hello, everyone.
drinking?
I really appreciate being here. Thank you for inviting me. This is awesome. I am drinking probably the cheapest wine you'll ever find. I save all my my superb taste for the candles. So, but yeah, what's everyone else drinking here?
Jen, you're up.
I've got a little whiskey sour in my vintage Libby flamingo glass that I thrifted.
Yeah. And I've got some Liquid Death Convicted Melon.
Stuff. Oh, thank you about the shirt. Yes, I figured it'd be a festive time to wear the shirt. Finally, I was telling Virgil earlier, this is like probably the appropriate time I've ever worn this shirt. I've certainly worn it at very inappropriate times.
Right
It's
on.
always appropriate. No, I do have a couple of Friday the 13th shirts, but they don't fit me anymore.
Mine are in storage, so I'm wearing one of Chance's. So that's why it's all
Those
big.
are cool shirts. I love those shirts.
Yeah, I just got this one.
Nice.
It's in the original Counselor yellow.
Yeah, that's true. Original
Makes
Counselor Yellow.
Makes the blood stand out better.
Yeah.
Mm.
I am gonna get some old school fuzzy letters and put Counselor on the back in red letters.
Nice.
Has to be done.
Nice. So Todd, Mr. Todd's been around in the candle community for a minute.
Yeah,
But he
this is awesome.
he needs more subs, just like Chance. Just like everybody.
I don't have a
did
lot of distinctly candle related content, but it's like, oh, did I freeze up?
Yeah, you froze up.
Oh no, that's okay. Anyway, go ahead. I was just saying, like,
repeat what you were saying.
Candles are very much an influence on my work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your work is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
You're an awesome musician. Your paintings, it's guy's an artist. I'm surrounded by all kinds of people I am envious of. Actors, writers, painters, and all I do is I just collect candles.
And you create some of the most.
Magician,
You freaking alchemist, you sorcerer of candles, man. One of the
the warlock.
South of Sandy, one of the best candle companies out there, bar none.
Hell yeah.
Period.
Absolutely. Inspires all my new work. If you see anything new from me, I'm probably melting something of his right in the background. And it's inspiring me. So hats off to you for sure.
I wanted to wait till the live so I could ask you a question online.
Oh, okay.
So when are your prints going to be available for sale?
Soon. My goal is before
No.
fall for sure. I've been doing I just did a festival a little while ago, and I just get too in my head about photographing everything and making it perfect and figuring out pricing, and it's just such a daunting thing, but I just need to do it. I absolutely just need to pull the trigger on this thing. So very soon. Let's say in 2 weeks. I'm gonna give myself a goal right now.
Yeah.
And this is accountability. This is accountability right here. In 2 weeks, I have something. I'll probably just do an Etsy shop or something. But yeah. I have plenty of stuff to put on there.
And how much is 1031 going to cost?
1031. Depending. Oh, the painting itself or the prints.
Maybe.
To be determined. I'm not sure yet.
I'm asking for a friend.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Amazing work, dude.
Oh, the fair in Salem went very well. It was a really cool experience. I did a little video not too last week, I think, it was about it. It's all awesome going back to Salem. I went to school in Beverly for college for art. I went to college for art in Beverly at Montserrat. So, Salem was always just a quick, it's a little bit of a walk, but not too bad. And I have friends that live there still that I visit periodically. So it was great to go back there. And yeah, it was amazing. We need a song to go with 1031. I'll work on that. I know I got something else. I'm kind of percolating with that too, that some of you might know about. Maybe we'll tease. But yeah. But awesome. Thank you so much.
Anything other special coming up that you're working on? Any songs, any new painting?
Yeah, I've got about 3 or 4 songs I've been working on. I was thinking about splitting up my because I like to score my paintings as well, so I might do just Todd Kramer art and music for scoring, and then I'll just have the band centric stuff for By Candlelight, which is my By Candlelight on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. If you want to check it out, that's my music. But yeah, lots of stuff in the works.
Nice. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me. I'm a fan of both of you, all of you. So, cheers. I really appreciate being on here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And then we got a trash troll in the house.
Aww. Yeah, I dig through people's trash at the thrift store and sell it to y'all online. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she just rebranded to Trash Troll Vintage. Tell them about it.
Yeah, so I used to be called Werefox, and I had a Poshmark, Depop, and Etsy. But over the past year, I've just had a bunch of stuff going on and kind of stepped away from doing that. So I'm getting back into it full time. So I rebranded to Trash Troll because I was looking for something that, as soon as you hear it, it clicks. You know exactly what it is. Werefox was a little weird. It was just kind of like more of an inside joke, but everybody's on the inside of that. But Trash Troll just clicks, and it checked every box. Cause eventually if I want to open a shop someday, if you're driving through some little town and you see a store called Trash Troll with vintage stuff in the window, you're going to have to stop. Right. And it appeals to everybody. It appeals to men, women. It's not just about clothes. It's about housewares. So I can extend.
Yep.
And I'm super excited.
Yeah. We collect all kinds of vintage stuff. And
we thrift multiple times a week, and
any vintage thing, any vintage Halloween thing is in danger of never leaving our grasp. So
that's awesome.
And most people know Chance. He's
you guys, if you don't know me, I'm Chance. I'm Video Ghoulash on here. Gonna probably expand, start talking about some movies and different things like that too. And I've got a series I want to do called Cinewax, where I'm gonna be pairing candles with movies and that kind of thing. So go and subscribe, please.
also an actor and writer and musician.
Yeah, all of those things. That is true. That is true.
What do you play, Chance? For like, what's your instrument?
Guitar, vocals, and I play noodle on the piano as well. I'm more of a songwriter, so I kind of learn instruments and use them, but mostly guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, mostly guitar. Yeah, I had a band.
Collaborate sometime.
Yeah, we should do something. That'd be awesome. I had a band in the 90s that I was in high school when we got on the radio, and went on tour and did some stuff, and then was in a couple of heavier bands and toured a little while, and it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but it was a good time.
Awesome.
I can play the cowbell.
I've been looking for someone that can play the cowbell, man.
Play the hell out of that thing.
I'll have to talk after this for sure.
Cowbell.
And yes, he did cut his hair.
Oh yeah, it is chopped. Yep.
I cut my hair.
Let's get into these comments over here. Oh yeah, burn check. Is anyone burning anything?
I just finished burning a prototype of Graveyard Nights.
That's cool. That sounds awesome.
Graveyard Nights is awesome, y'all. I have that. Yeah, it's awesome.
I know what I'm melting right now.
Abduction. Yeah.
Maiden Voyage, and it's for 4 men. It is awesome. It is awesome.
Isn't it a little more creepier when it's warm?
Oh, it's so
Smell
nice.
pencils,
It's so good.
The backpacks, those children in the back of that van.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got going, Astro Rob?
Homework's Midnight Moon over there. Midnight Moon's good. That's super autumn. That's autumn brings you right there.
Yeah, I think Philly Candleman. I sent him a package with the new stuff. I don't know if he's going to do a video because he hasn't really been doing videos lately. But I do know that he posted on his Instagram today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we're
Oh, nice.
Lake Monster.
That's one of my favorite candles ever.
What are the notes on that?
We'll actually get into that when we get into camp candles.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that.
No,
We got. Go ahead, Virgil.
No, I was just going to say the whole reason we're here today is just to celebrate Mr. Voorhees' birthday.
The reason for the season.
Yeah.
The OG Lake Monster.
I remember growing up, like horror movies were like a big chunk of my childhood growing up, and I didn't get to watch all the Halloween or Friday the 13th in order, because I'm not old enough, But I started with number 4, and then I think I watched 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and then I went back and I watched the originals, and it was just a good time, man. Really good time.
Yeah.
I was a lot like Virgil in that sense. I wasn't allowed to watch really scary movies. It was it was very. My parents are great, but they didn't want me to be exposed to that type of stuff. But I did have a babysitter that would just play whatever they wanted. So that kind of put the seed in me for later on. And of course, I'd sneak off over at my friends' houses and stuff and check out stuff. And then once I got to college, it was all over, man. I was watching everything I got my hands on.
I
But
was
yeah,
brought up on scary
order, not in
movies.
order at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was brought up on scary movies. My mom would show me everything under the sun. And then by the time I was 12, I was like, I need to go to the video store and find every scary movie ever. And my mom thought there was something wrong with me. It's like, what do you like?
You started
You
this.
started this. You made this monster. But yeah, I remember watching all the Friday the 13th, like when they'd marathon them all. Like me and my mom would just like curl up for the day and watch them all. And that's why I kind of remember the later ones a little bit less, because like you get tired throughout the day and you just kind of like veer off at some point. But I don't remember which one I saw first. They all just kind of meld together.
Yeah, I would say same, like being a little kid in the 80s, I didn't see them in order. I do remember my first Friday the 13th, though. I was way too young. My parents didn't want me watching horror movies either. And hey, rightly so. I shouldn't have been watching rated R movies at 6, 7, 8 years old. I mean, you know. And they used to do on one of the channels in Houston, Texas, where I grew up, they would do these monster movie things during the summer. And they had a big deal. They're doing Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. You had to go to 7-Eleven and get your 3D glasses. And I wasn't allowed to do it, but my buddy was doing it. So I just went over to hang out with him and grabbed my 7-Eleven glasses, and I saw 3D was the first one I saw at his house. And yeah, after that, though, I was all over the place. I don't remember like the order that I saw them in, but it wasn't until later that I sat down and watched them in order.
I think the first 3D movie I ever saw in the theater was it Freddy's Dead? It was one of the Freddy movies.
Dude,
but no,
same.
Yeah.
We're missing some interesting stuff in these comments. I saw something about a restaurant and a funeral home.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Check these
Let's
out.
see.
They're
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Original 3D glasses.
Wow, that's cool.
I have a pair.
What was that? The restaurant and funeral home?
Yeah, I want to know what this is.
Let's see. Ohio Museum of
How about
Horror.
win-win, you know?
Yeah. Serial killer themed restaurant. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Gallion, Ohio was a formal funeral. That's
Wow.
in a formal funeral home in Gallion, Ohio. They're opening that.
Sounds like a road trip.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've got some original 3D glasses too. I found them at a thrifting.
They're in like mint condition though.
Yeah,
I thought those were yours.
No, when I was living in LA, I went to some estate sales, and I went to an estate sale, and it turned out to be one of the guys that helped create the technology of 3D films in the 80s. He helped develop the cameras, and he had a bunch of really cool stuff. People were snatching everything up. It was one of the few things I was able to grab was a pair of original 3D glasses from Friday the 13th Part 3.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I do remember that being my first favorite installment in the franchise. I don't remember which one I saw first, but my first favorite was Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got the hockey mask, right? That's like Jason was Jason.
It's the one with the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you got it from, Shelley.
Shelley, yep. Shelley, the original owner of Hawk.
Yeah.
He was a good character, man.
Yeah. Shelley was awesome.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Chase is in the house.
Hey, what's up, Chase?
Hello.
Hey, Chase has a watch. Speaking of Friday the 13th Part 3 and 3, like Chase has a watch along tonight at 10. Friday the 13th Part 3 over on AVA Pop Culture.
Yeah. I want to see him do his ranking. He was giving some hints last night, but
he released a ranking video.
Oh, he did? Oh, man.
Yeah, he did.
You go watch that.
Speaking of, let's talk Friday the 13th. Let's get into it, man. let's go around and what's your, I'm going to say current favorite, because if you ask me next week, I'll probably have different favorites. And I mean, I've always been that way. So what's your current favorite Friday the 13th and a runner up? Virgil, you go.
Jason X. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even count that one. Number 4. Number 4 has to be my favorite because that was the first one that I've ever saw. And, at the time when I watched it, I was about the same age as, Corey Feldman when he was in that movie. So it kind of resonated with me a little bit. And, just the way he was kind of nerdy and, making masks and stuff. And I don't know. It just resonated with me a little bit. Runner up, probably the remake. Might be a hot take, but I do like the way the remake, they actually went back and they took some elements from the Paramount years, and like they paid a good homage to it. I think like in a lot of different ways. Like when he went to go get that sack, and then he moved it to the side, and then he saw the hockey mask. Just little things like that. That paid like a homage to the original films.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Todd.
All right. Well, my favorite was 6. Jason Lives is definitely my favorite. The opener just totally brought me there. That old Universal monster vibe, and also him becoming supernatural just kind of up the ante for me, and I'm kind of drawn towards that. And also, it was like the camp was full of campers, so that was kind of fun just to have kids running around and stuff like that.
Yes,
and it was oddly very like autumn feeling, even though I think it was supposed to be June, but the leaves were like blowing around everywhere, and it was just like had this kind of cold vibe. I just really, really enjoyed it, and the pacing of it is just constantly something's going on. And it was a little bit more lighthearted too, which I like things being kind of heavy and dark, but sometimes it's fun to have like a little bit more self-awareness, and kind of pushed it up. All right, which knows? And then of course, my second favorite would be 4 as well. I love the Tommy Jarvis kind of interaction there, and that whole vibe was just kind of it just felt so cohesive.
Yeah.
And it kind of made it like it's the most quintessential Jason movie, I think. But I mean, I don't know. That's why I still like 6 because it's like on the lake still and still in the camp. That's like not in the camp, but yeah, those are my 2 favorites.
You're not missing anything, Amanda.
Yeah. Hard to argue with those. Jen.
My favorite is and will always be the original. It's probably my favorite movie ever. A lot of people, when they think of the Friday the 13th, they just think of these like slashers and what slashers have become. But the original is really the only true giallo of them all. It's a whodunit the entire time. And being, we grew up with these movies, so we're not so aware of this, but we rewatched it last night and I noticed, had I been an adult and seen this for the very first time when it came out, I would have suspected many characters because they take these little moments where you feel like you're just kind of getting to know the characters and they're really setting you up to suspect them all. And so I really appreciated the giallo-ness of it. And then also something I've always just loved, like I can just watch this movie constantly just because I feel like I'm hanging out in camp. It just feels like you're there, like you're at camp. And I love the outdoors and I love camp, everything to do with camp. So I just like that I feel like I'm there. And something that I just learned, actually, we watched some of the special features last night, and Harry Manfredini, the composer, he made a purposeful decision to only use the score when the killer's present. So there's no score the whole movie. And I think that's what lends to that ambiance and like really making you hear all the little crickets and the lake and everything. So that's just some little interesting things about that one. But my runner-up, my current favorite sequel right now is 6 as well. And it's like, yeah, you get the kids at camp, you got a little bit of everything. You know, you got your Tommy Jarvis storyline. I think this one has, out of the sequels, the best opening and the best ending. They did the lightning thing. They did what 5 teased us with, but they did it right this time. And the way they kill Jason in the end, putting him back in the lake, I think that's the way to kill Jason. Like, that's the ultimate way. If there was only one sequel, this would be it. And for me, I was actually working on a fun little side project today, because one of my favorite things to do is look at the wardrobe in these movies. Like, I don't know, like, I just love vintage clothes. I love the wardrobe, and 6 has some of the best wardrobe. Like, and it's funny because I actually have some of the wardrobe. So Megan's slouchy boots, I think she has them in tan. I have them in white. And Tommy has the Levi's jean jacket with the Sherpa lining. I have that. But yeah, it's just, I love the Sissy's little suspenders with her jogging pants that are apparently her pajamas. Doesn't look comfy, but it's really cute. And Court's ripped up jeans, which, talking about Court, the RV kill. I mean, Jason standing on top of an RV ablaze. Can't really beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 is epic.
It's epic. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of outfits, like Terry from Friday 13th Part 2.
Probably the most iconic. So if you had to pick a best wardrobe choice throughout the entire franchise, I was asking him, he goes, Terry. I was like, I already wrote it down.
Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Booty shorts, crop top, booty
red shorts, Friday 13th Part 2.
They're jeans, they're not red.
Yeah, whatever they are. Blue shorts, they're blue.
Yeah.
He was the one that was running the camp, right?
Yeah, she was running Muffy's mama.
Yeah.
Muffin's mama.
Muffin's mom.
Yep. That's awesome.
My current favorites, because like it's all over the place. Like, I think the first movie is the best film in the franchise, but I think my current favorite right now, and it comes to first place a lot for me, is Part 7, The New Blood. Yeah, the booty shorts. You got it. Chase knows.
You know,
Terry. But yeah, Part 7, New Blood. Lar Park Lincoln, who plays Tina. So New Blood's the one with the psychic girl.
Yeah.
You know, it's like kind of dubbed Carrie versus Jason.
Yeah.
But I've always loved Part 7. I've always been a little angry at Part 7 too, because the MPAA board cut it up. I mean, they made them remove so many of the kills, and then that footage got destroyed in a fire. I think they can't find the footage to do like a proper director's cut of that movie with the kills. I've seen like a work print once a long time ago where like when he smashes that dude's head outside of the van, like what it was like for. Like in the movie now, they cut away, but like originally, like it had some of the gnarliest kills. But yeah, Part 7, you got Lar Park Lincoln, who just passed away. That sucks. I met her. She's a Texas girl. She had an acting studio. She was really, really cool. She was a cool chick. You've got the doctor, Terry Kaiser. Terry Kaiser, he was in a movie called Six Pack with Kenny Rogers that I always remember him in. But he's Dr. Cruz, and he's such a prick. He's like the perfect prick in that movie, man. But Part 7, you got the kids, they come in and they're next door. And then you've got the whole drama with Tina and her mom and the doctor over there at the other side. And I don't know, man. It's just dope. Even the way they resurrected Jason, because her dad like dies in the lake, and she goes out there all upset and like wants to see her dad again, but ends up resurrecting Jason. I don't know. As a kid, I just thought that was like the coolest thing. And Jason has the coolest look to me of any of the franchise. Like, first of all, that's Kane Hodder's first time that he's Jason. And Kane Hodder's probably my favorite Jason. He might be my favorite Jason. Hard to say. But man, his face, the makeup, and him fighting Tina, like, and her putting up a fight. That was just dope. The whole thing was dope, man. So 7, I love 7. And then my runner up is the remake. And like for some people, this is a hot take, the remake, because people like it, I think, a lot more now. But when it came out, people were bitching and pissing and moaning. They'd hate it. I'm like, I mean, like, I could do a whole 30-minute diatribe on why the remake is awesome. And like the attention to detail that's paid within that movie to the entire franchise. It's actually a remake of the first 3 movies. And then they do these little homages to like some of the coolest kills, but they do them their own way. Like the sleeping bag kill in part 7. They homage that in the remake, but different, right? He hangs her up and like over the fire.
The baby oil burns.
Yeah, and the baby oil she was rubbing on, like, I mean, so good. So good. And yeah, dude.
We tried to pick that thing apart because we watched that one a couple days ago, and we purposely tried to pick it apart. And we backed up every single thread we've tried to pull at. We're like, nope. It's and like even every complaint, like, so like the dude who directed it, right? He directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which is one of the best remakes as well ever done. And yeah, supposedly there's a series coming out. We'll see how that does. But yeah, the remake, you got Jared Padalecki. I'm a Supernatural fan. That dude is awesome. And like his character is like the character in 4. Like the Rob character who comes looking for his sister. And so his whole character is an homage to the character from 4. And Rob's sister is in 2. It's Sandra in 2 who gets killed in 2. That's Rob's sister in 4, the guy who comes looking for his sister. Like, and so the remake paid attention to all this stuff. And I loved all the actors. Amanda Rigetti is Whitney. She's like the sister that's wearing the locket that he's looking for. And she was kick-ass. And then the best blonde douchebag character of any blonde douchebag character in any horror film ever. And I say this because I used to get those kind of roles, the blonde douchebag. Travis Van Winkle as Trent is like one of my favorite characters of all time. That whole scene when he's banging that chick and all the goofy shit that he says is like some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. And he's you hate him so much. Like I hated him so much. I loved him. Like you even hate him. He even's like yelling at the gun. Stupid gun when he drops the gun. Like the guy's such a jackass. Yeah.
Where are you, gun? Yeah, I love Travis Van Winkle in that movie, man. He kills it. But yeah, the remake. If I really wanted to get technical on you too with the remake, I'll tell you the one thing I will say, and I'll leave it at this. One of the main complaints about the remake, yeah, you love to hate him. One of the main complaints about the remake was that they made Jason a person. Jason's always been a supernatural-esque character that lives in the real world. If you actually want to go back and watch the remake and pay attention, Miss Voorhees in the beginning, because like right in the beginning pre-credit scene is the part 1 homage. She says that he drowns in the lake. Mama Voorhees says he drowns in the lake. And so afraid not. I don't think he's a person.
And she tells him, you need to get them for what they did to you and for what they did to me.
Yeah.
Like they set it up right in the beginning. They're subtle about it, but
he's supernatural.
They never say he's not supernatural. They never say he's human. And I believe their take is he's supernatural.
Yeah. And then he does the jump scare, after your head's in a wood chipper.
Yep. Yeah, he does that jump scare. And like, I'll say this to this day. It's almost criminal that they didn't do a sequel. I wanted a sequel with Amanda Rigetti and Jared Padalecki because I loved that friggin' remake so much. I thought it was incredible, and I couldn't wait to see what they were going to do next. Yeah. But yeah, the remake, I love the remake.
Yeah. Anybody have a least favorite?
Hell.
Yeah.
I tried. We watched it again. We tried to like it. No. The only good thing I
me
can say
too.
about that movie is the special effects are awesome.
It's cool how they try to link it to Evil Dead, though.
Yeah.
Little Evil Dead homage.
They
Yeah.
did.
They tried to sneak that in there.
They had a lot of fun with that. What's your least favorite, Virgil?
I mean, obviously it has to be 10, but I was a little mad at 5 because I got catfished. You know, I had to watch that whole movie thinking it was Jason that painted his mask with little blue lines, and then at the end of the movie, I'm like, that wasn't Jason.
The blue lines, the blue chevrons told you, man.
There wasn't
Sure,
very
they
many.
tell the
hints.
whole time, you know. It's like, oh, Jason had an aesthetic choice to change it to blue.
You had a good time before
You know what? This red's not working for me. You know, it's not, I don't know. It's too warm. Let's go a little colder. We're getting a little scared.
It kind of reminded me a little bit, you know, when they did that catfish, like the first one. You know, you would have never ever thought, you know, that, you know, Pamela was the one killing him, you know. And since I didn't watch them in order, you know, I'm not that old. You know, I watched 4 and 5, 6, 7, and then I watched, you know, 1, 2, 3. But you can imagine what it was like back then, watching the first one, and you're like, where the hell is Jason? You know?
That's exactly right, man. I was the same way because I was like, oh, I'm finally going to get to watch Friday the 13th. And I watched the first. Let's start with the first one. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's Jason?
Who's this lady?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, because back then, you know, there wasn't no internet. You know, there was no spoilers. You know, I don't know.
But it's kind of, but it's fun to kind of discover it that way because then you kind of like get the lore, and then you get kind of like, oh wow, this is really cool. It's this web of all these connections, and then it kind of drives you in even deeper after that.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Chase loves some Goes to Hell.
Ours is tucked safely in the trash.
Ouch.
I kind of want to rewatch it though.
No,
There's a part of me that wants to rewatch it. Just based on when we're chatting, just to see the craziness of it. It's like bonkers Jason, you know, like, you know, at some point after zombie Jason, there's bonkers Jason. They're just like, let's just do everything. Let's see what sticks.
Once New Line took over, it got a little crazy.
Yeah, and crazy. I'll say Chase made me appreciate Jason Goes to Hell more. I had a lot more fun watching it. The new Arrow 4K of that thing is really, really gorgeous, and I love the effects in it. And they had a lot of fun. I mean, I still think it's the worst one. I don't like it. I think it was. I hate the plot.
Director really young. Wasn't the director like barely in his 20s? It was like his first film, and he's just like.
Yeah, and he was a huge super fan or something, and I'm like, I couldn't tell that you were a super fan.
Because he wanted to make a Halloween movie, but he was stuck with Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
All of a sudden, Jason's got a sister, and look, that guy right there is the whole reason Friday the 13th exists, because they were trying to do a ripoff of Halloween. And here, I'm going to move this down a little. And
cut him out of frame.
Yeah, we'll cut Michael out of frame. But yeah, Jason Goes to Hell was a hot mess. Jason X is the bottom of the barrel for Chase. I like Jason X because
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, as bizarre as it was, it has a cohesive plot, and Jason's actually in it, and he's not a worm.
And he's actually Jason.
But
dude, that rebirth scene that freaked me out the first time I watched it.
Yeah, I love some of the characters in 10 and Jason, and Jason Goes to Space, and the kill, the liquid nitrogen kill.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
that was good.
The wardrobe was good in that one.
Yeah, that's
very futuristic Y2K.
Those two are the worst, though.
It's crazy to think of the first one and then think eventually he's going to be this whole thing leads to space.
Yeah.
If you watch the first one and then watch 10, and it's kind of like what happened in between this, you know?
Well, you gotta gradually get there.
Yeah.
Is that true, Jen?
Huh?
You're the
Friday the 13th inspired by killings in Finland. It's possible.
I don't know about that.
I'd have to look it up. I know when you watch any of the people that made it, like Sean Cunningham, Yeah, Jason Takes a Boat.
New York.
Well, their motive for making it was to rip off Halloween, but they made a good story, so
Yeah.
it could be inspired by Killings in Finland.
Yeah, not only that, there's like when you listen to the music too for Friday the 13th for the franchise, which is incredible. I have no doubt they watched Bay of Blood, Giallo. I mean, they straight rip off one of the kills from Bay of Blood in part 2. I mean, straight up, just rip it right off. So they had some other influences for sure. So it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, their motive was Halloween's doing. Let's rip off Halloween.
Yeah.
And then.
But they just use that for the formula, basically.
Yeah, she's that for the formula. So I wouldn't be surprised because I see a lot of different influences in Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Jason Takes Manhattan. Who wants to talk about Jason Takes Manhattan?
Where did they get the toxic waste?
Are the Ninja Turtles somewhere?
The Ninja Turtles are down there somewhere.
Yeah, that's the whole vibe of the Ninja Turtles for sure.
Jason versus the Ninja Turtles.
I
Well,
like what
pretty
Jason
good.
calls it. Jason Takes a Boat. It should have just been called that.
Jason
I
Takes
love
a Boat.
that. Jason Takes a Boat.
No.
I'm on the boat.
Because the boat stuff is good.
The boat is dope. Look, I'm going to defend
boat is
Jason
dope.
Takes Manhattan until he gets to Manhattan. The first like 2/3 of the movie are awesome. And then they actually get to Manhattan and the whole damn
And we're like,
thing
what?
falls apart.
The boxing scene's okay.
Yeah, dude, boxing on the roof.
Did you
Yeah.
know that actor actually like was really punching him, and like that blood on his hand was real from hitting the mask?
Yeah, I
No
heard that.
kidding. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's wild.
that's crazy.
I heard that. And I like the scene in when there's a dude who's always got his video camera
Mhm.
and he's like documenting everything and he's down there and he's like trying to shoot that girl playing guitar. She goes down
The
there.
music video.
Yeah, to do the music video or whatever, and she gets killed down there in the guts of the ship. Like Manhattan's got some really cool kills.
Yeah. And they had like a dance set up like in the ballroom with the disco
The
ball.
ballroom, yeah. I want to watch that one again.
Yeah.
It was the worst ending though for me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it comes
turns
back,
into
it
a
turns back to the
boy.
child.
Yeah.
What? Let's get
You
deep
go-
on that one. Let's get the. It's just his inner child needs to be worked out.
Right. I'm like, you guys have lost your whole mind with that ending.
One thing
Teenage
that's
Mutant
great
Ninja
about this,
Turtle.
I do want to rewatch a bunch of these now. It's like there's
I was half waiting for
so much
Splinter to
more
come
to
recruit him.
Yeah. The ending was just terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. But camp candles. Let's get into some camp candles.
Yeah.
What are some things that remind us of camp?
all right, Virgil. I think you're gonna take the reins on this one.
I have a bug spray candle.
That's probably the most accurate.
This is going to be kind of a plug, but honestly, if you were to get like all the scents that Friday the 13th summarizes, blood, metal, forest, it's abduction.
Yeah.
Like
Oh wow,
for
I haven't
real.
seen that label yet. That's wild.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had to-
it's like, this looks so different on that.
I had to change it to
Oh wait,
make it
it's a little different. Yeah. This is,
to make it landscape. Yeah.
but the lighting's a little different.
But I mean, blood, metal, forest. I mean, that's Friday the 13th.
And I'm smelling it right now in real time. It really is, man. It is something. I love it.
Just
Yeah, it's
saying.
awesome. I said that too the other day. I was like, man, Virgil's abduction could work for this big time. And like, I want to hear from you guys out there watching too, like some of your favorite camp
Yeah, I
candles.
wanted to see what
Because it
else
was
happened.
hard. It was really hard. I found a lot of stuff that
Oh,
vibed
yeah.
summer, but it didn't vibe going to camp. So
Yeah, or outdoorsy, but not camp specific.
what you got, Virgil? What is it?
No, Pam said the s'mores candle is definitely camp, and I had the pumpkin s'mores. that
Pumpkin
came out.
s'mores.
Yeah.
I was saying that, like, if there was I haven't had any s'mores candles yet that I've liked. I haven't tried a lot. I'm just really a gourmands. I'm just getting into like pure gourmand candles. So good gourmand, like a good s'mores makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What else you got for us, Virgil?
Oh, I'd have to go with this one. Vintage Memories.
What?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can
mean,
see
it-
that.
I guess like a cabin.
Yeah.
Inside.
I mean, it gives me like, this reminds me of the 80s, you know, and that's basically when, you know, all the Friday the 13th movies came out.
Has a
Well,
little
the,
like
the good ones.
a milky note to it too. That I can see like
Yeah. But I mean, it's
around campfires.
I mean, the title is what it is, you know, it's vintage and it reminds me of like old stuff, you know, like an old couch, you know, like an
Yeah,
old
smells like a
familiar
must-
couch
Yeah.
that just smells phenomenal, you know. It kind of it I don't know, maybe it doesn't jive with Friday the 13th because it makes me feel like safe, if that makes sense. I mean,
Well, I
smell
didn't get
it.
the memo right. Mine are camp. They're not Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it could be
so
either camp or
Oh.
Friday the 13th. So either one.
So it works.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oddly enough, like horror movies, Friday the 13th, that stuff makes me feel safe when I watch it. I don't know why.
It's comfort for us too.
I just feel relaxed. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I'll fall asleep to it sometimes because I'm so relaxed. She's like, "How can you sleep?" And she jumps. Like literally, we're watching something the other day, and she kicked my mug, and it went flying. It's so much fun to watch a movie with her. But for me, I'm just like, oh, finally, I can relax.
You know, I brought this one out. You know, Crystal
I still
Lake.
have never smelled that, man.
It's
Looks
like
gorgeous,
if
though.
it's like if Jason didn't kill people and he was like a underwear model. It's like a
That could
forest.
be Jason 11, you know.
It's like a forest with some cologne. I don't know. It's like a Jason OnlyFans.
Jason OnlyFans, I love it. That's awesome.
All right. What you got for us? Is that all you got, Virgil? Those three?
I brought all kinds, but no, that's enough.
Okay. Yeah, whenever. If you want to share something else, go for it.
All right.
Or Todd, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna go up with mine. This is my first pick is for this. I'm not used to this. Forbidden Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets
Okay.
that wet smell of like just vegetation, and it's just like, oh, it smells so good. And it has something sinister to it too. And I'm kind of erring on the side of Friday the 13th. Todd, have you ever done Friday the 13th? Not yet. That's coming for sure. Hell yeah. Forbidden Forest, man. This is with the silver top. Back when Village Candle was Village Candle.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. I got my backup over here because I'm almost done this one.
That's a good pick, yeah.
So yeah, that's my second choice is this one. I don't have any more of this, and you can see by the jar, but I had to choose it. Is Camp
Cozy, huh?
from Noble Hill. This is like a local brand in Maine, out of Maine, local to me anyway. But they do ship, and there's something just so comforting about the smell of this candle. It's like I had 4 at one point. I actually messaged the guy because I didn't see it on his website. He says it's on there, but I didn't see it. But the notes are black amber, cedar leaf, and musk.
Black amber.
And it kind of reminds me almost like of the smell of a lake, water. The mist on the lake. It has a soft kind of ozone quality to it, but there's like a base to it, and I think it's like the amber that keeps it like grounded in earth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's choice number 2, and number 3 is Mountain Lodge by Yankee.
I've always been curious about that candle, man.
It's high on the leather, you know. It's but there's something airy about it where leather can be a little darker, a little bit more like sharp at times, like dark and sharp and like very overwhelming. There's almost like a musk to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me think of Tommy Jarvis's house or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what would be chilling out in there? And also the label kind of like, just like, you know, with that log house and everything, just kind of makes me think of that world. So that's good. And I got one more that I have to say this one because bonfire, just smoke, that smoky, you know, just it makes you feel like you're at the camp.
Yeah.
And this thing works anytime. It's unbelievable. So like, anyway, yeah. So those are my choices, and there's a sweet note in there too that kind of reminds me a little bit of marshmallows, but it's not marshmallows, but
candy corn probably.
But those are my choices.
Yeah.
I hope I fared well against the experts here.
Hey man, no wrong choices.
Long time listener, first time caller, friends.
Nice.
All right.
Okay. So my first one is basket of berries because I never had a summer camp experience. My camp memories are my family had a cottage up north and we had blueberry bushes. So we would spend a lot of time picking blueberries and then we would make hobo pies, like in the little cast iron like cradle thing, and you put 2 pieces of bread and the blueberries in the middle, or like pie filling. And so that reminds me of that.
Yeah, the notes on it are forest blackberries, woodland greens, and sheer musk. And it really does have a really sharp green to it.
Yeah, it's not just berries.
Yeah, it's really good.
Outdoorsy too. And then my second one is Lake Monster.
Yeah.
It's just so funky and so lakey, and like it has a little bit of that funk, like how Virgil was talking, like the vintage old musty stuff reminds you of camp. It has some of that, but then with the lake notes on top, and just like it's just perfect.
It smells like lake water, like
it
cooling
smells like
off.
actual lake water. Like lake doesn't smell just like ocean. It has its own kind of smell, and it's like algae and little funk, but like fresh still.
Yeah, it's clean, right?
Yeah, it's clean, but it's like earthy. Earthy is more the word.
So the notes on it, Todd, because you were asking, rushing waters, cool eucalyptus, lime, blooms, and cedar wood.
I think that lime and the cedar wood is what gives it a little funk.
Yeah, I don't know.
The sour and the woody.
It really does smell like lake water cooling off. Like, you know, when the lake like heats up in the summer and then like the sun goes down, but you're in twilight and the lake water cools off, and it smells like the water and like stone kind of cooling off.
You can almost smell like a little rowboat on there too, though.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lake Monster is amazing.
It's good.
That's so smart to put the lime in there. You know, you wouldn't think lime for something like that.
Goose Creek,
that
when they want to do awesome.
That's masterwork of blending right there.
And my last one, I know Sarah already said this, but this is probably one of my favorite candles altogether, is White Pine Lake.
Ooh.
It is so strong on the pine, but you forget, like once you get up north and like out of the city and into the ruralness, like you forget how strong that smell really is. So it's not overly piney, I don't think. And it's just like fresh air. And then also, we were burning this one while we were watching Friday the 13th. And I did not notice how much stuff is made out of wood. I was like, the cabin is wood, the floor is wood, the tables are wood, the chairs are wood. And burning this just makes you smell not just the pine trees outside, but the wood of the cabin itself.
Yeah, and the water.
And the water and the fresh air. So that one is total camp. If you ask me.
Yeah, notes are white pine, cool waters, mountain cedar, and green ivy on White Pine Lake.
I've never tried that.
Does it have like a pine needle smell? Like
it does.
It does, but you can also smell the wood of like pine wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's like Yeah, it's a really. I would agree with Jen. It's probably one of the best Goose Creek candles. Like it's one I think is always around too. They know it. But yeah,
Boy, they made it in that form. Still,
yeah. I wish they did. Right. I only got two. We'll start with one that I'm sure everybody knows I was gonna pick.
That was my number one too, but I had to let him have it.
Yeah, Spider Bite by Witch Nose Candle. Say essence of absinthe, which is wormwood, green anise, and fennel, lemongrass, citron, black currant, cassis, and a hint of smoke. This is, I think, bar none, the best camp candle of all time. Like, if you ask me, it's summer. It reminds me of like citron candles and like bug spray, like high end, but like it has this awesome like mossy kind of a hit to it. I don't know. It's you could burn this and watch any camp slasher movie and you're there. Like you're there. Any summer movie, really. I mean, heck, you could put on some Camp Cucamonga if you know what I'm talking about. If you want to go
heavy metal summer,
some Poison Ivy with Michael J. Fox, and you could burn this, and it transports you right there. So, like, Spider Bite was my number one, and then I saw somebody mention Cabin in the Woods. Agreed, but I thought that Gone Camping by Goose Creek is actually a little better than Cabin in the Woods, and it is very camp-esque. Crackling cedarwood, amber, musk, whitewoods, bergamot, and soft patchouli are the notes for Gone Camping, but it really does smell like you're just out in the woods. Like it smells like when you're out in the woods, you're smelling birch, you're smelling pine, you're smelling cypress, you're smelling all of that, and that's what this is. It's like a very woodsy candle with this awesome sort of musk that's almost like dry, like a dry musk in a way. I think it's the white woods, but then like if you're afraid of bergamot or amber, don't be, because those are two notes that I don't like crazy in a candle. I think they're great helper notes, but not good star notes. And I hope they bring this back. They might. It's like kind of still hanging out on their site, even though it's not available. Like they didn't take it off their site all the way yet. But Gone Camping was my second candle that brings me to camp.
Nice.
That's awesome. That looks really good.
Hey, Mr. Mansion's in the house.
Mr. Mansion. I've been loving your videos lately, man.
Yeah, dude. Killing it.
Rosemary Baby thing. Oh, that was great.
Yep.
Carnage. We got some talk about Carnage. Somebody's saying
I'm shocked none of you said Carnage. I don't have that. I wish I did. I really wish I had Carnage, but I just don't have it.
It vibes like a Michael Myers to me, but
yeah. No, Danny said she was gonna burn Carnage and melt.
That's what I was reading.
I'd be careful. I'd be careful.
Jen would leave.
Singe my nose right off.
She would just leave. I would be all there. I'd be like, that's some serial killer shit, Danny. You doing all right?
No, one day he was burning Carnage and I came in from work and the smell hit me and I walked to the room and it got stronger and more complex. And I was like, this is a really nice candle. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, it's Carnage. She didn't believe me.
I was like, it must have changed as you burned it some or grew on me.
Yeah, Carnage is crazy, and Abduction is crazy.
I love it because I remember when you all were talking about Abduction from Virgil, and you were describing it to be somewhat similar to Carnage. And when I finally got it, I was like bracing myself, like, okay, let's smell the pennies, whatever. I'm like, this is amazing. I just loved it. There's something about it that just really like it totally resonated, and but I could also see all those notes. It's like made it nice. Like
fresh and clean.
Yeah, fresh and clean.
Sterile because it smells like a hospital, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like for me, the Abduction doesn't remind me of Carnage like as a fragrance, like note wise. It reminds me of the ingenuity and the frickin' balls to put out a candle that's got like that smells like blood and woods and metal and like hardcore like that. So Kringle always gets my respect for doing that, and Virgil's always doing really cool stuff and trying stuff. So yeah, and Abduction kills it. It's creepy like Carnage, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't burn your nose hairs though.
No, it won't burn your nose hairs. There's a pleasantness, like you said, Todd. There's something really pleasant about Abduction hanging out there too. So
did I hear you right earlier that Danny's burning both, like Carnage and
yes.
At the same time?
I asked her if she's okay. She said, "I'm absolutely fine." Chance.
I love it. Danny's my spirit animal. I love it.
Danny's awesome, dude. I love Danny. She's great. So this was like this part of the video I was looking forward the most to doing, which is like our dream candles. Since we couldn't find a lot of camp candles or Friday the 13th candles that really reminded us of the film or of just the camp experience, period. I was like, let's dream up some camp candles or Friday the 13th themed candles. Let's just do a title and some notes. And I'm so glad I did, because Virgil said he's even inspired him to start maybe actually really doing one of these. So I want to hear from y'all too. Dream up some camp or Friday the 13th candles as we talk about this crazy stuff that we dreamed up. Virgil, man, take it, man.
Yeah, so I had actually been working on one of these scents for a while. And going back and trying to dream up some kind of dream candle for camp or Friday the 13th got me thinking about it again. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make this one for real. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but a generic name is called Camp S'mores, but campfire, but not like Bath and Body Works or Yankee Candle Fireside. Talking like Halloween bonfire, graham cracker, chocolate, marshmallow, but with a little hint of like a deep green forest, but not like a pine. More like something deeper, like a juniper or something. Yeah, just a little bit. Just so you know it's in the background. Yeah.
So you know where
Sounds
you're
good.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And what do you want to call it? Maybe
Oh,
Camp S'mores.
Camp S'mores. Yeah. nothing crazy on that one. The next one maybe.
I'm excited, bro. That's all I want to tell you. That sounds amazing. That's literally, not to interrupt, but like I couldn't find something that smelled like campfire, like a campfire at summer camp or camp to me. And we were sitting here talking about how s'mores would be great. So
it's coming.
Yeah.
One of these years.
stoked.
Do you want me to do my second one?
Yeah. Or do you guys want to like trade off?
Well, I mean, I only got two.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it, man. Yeah. Let's just, yeah.
All right. So my second one, I'll call Camp Blood, which, if you watch the Friday the 13th, you know about Camp Blood. But smoky wood, blood, metal, but with wet earth and musk that kind of simulate, sweat, because most of the time camps in the summer. But I mean, this is like Friday the 13th, you got the firewood, you got the bonfire going, you got blood, because stuff like that happens. Metal, like the blade, the wet earth, because of the lake, and musk, because everyone's sweating because there's not a lot of showers and stuff going on.
Heck yeah, dude. Camp Blood.
Yeah, Camp Blood.
Which, I love that. It's awesome, dude.
I love it.
Yeah. Killer.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Virgil and I are very similar in our tastes.
Oh,
So here we go. Let's see where we're a little bit different, I guess. First one is called Camp Carnage, but then I was like, okay, Carnage, and Campfire Calamity. I changed it to that. So top notes are roasted marshmallows, smoked birch wood, a mid note of warm flannel, and a base of ash and smoke. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So there's Campfire
Yes.
Calamity. And then for my second scent, I got a couple. Sorry, guys. I went a little
No, I
hard.
love this, man. This is awesome. Yeah.
All right. So the second one's called Final Girl. So so the top note is jasmine and oud. I don't know how that'll work, but we'll figure it out. Mid is sunscreen, coconut, essentially. And then a base, sweat, and musk.
Wow.
So there's that sweat note that Virgil was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Curious how that all worked together. I actually have a candle that kind of inspired it a little bit from Village. It's called Fun in the Sun. And this
nice.
smells like you're sitting on the beach. Like you're literally got the suntan lotion on you, but I wanted to add this note and a little bit more of a sinister take on that.
I'm gonna write that one down. What's it called? Fun in the Sun?
And I got, sorry guys, I'm gonna keep going here. This one's called, I'm stuck.
Jason got him.
You are dead.
I know, I was gonna say, Jason got me, man. All right, this one's called Jason Unearthed. All right, so this is inspired by 6, where the lightning bolt's about to hit Jason, and he's coming back. So we got a top note of rain and petrichor, a mid note of metallic ozone, and a base of wet dirt and I'm frozen again, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what were the bass notes?
The mid note or base note?
The bass?
The bass.
All right. Base note, wet dirt and vetiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've already done that one. Just kidding.
Probably have. I'm frozen again.
No, there's some good stuff there.
Yeah, dude. Those sound friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
And great
Sound
minds
good.
think alike. So I'll tell you on one of them when we get there. I see Pam. Jen mentioned hobo pies. I can't tell you how many of those I ate. Maybe some hobo pies with a little smoke scent would be interesting.
Well, that'll
Funny-
lead me into my
Funny
first
you
one.
say that. Jen has her.
There, wait.
There they are, right
There they
there.
are, okay.
Hobo pies.
So I'll go with my hobo pies first then. The notes are campfire, lake water, algae, sugared blueberries, and cast iron.
Wow.
I love watching Virgil.
You're like, oh wait, what? No,
Yeah.
don't take me there, because we're making them right by the lake. That's where we
Yeah.
used to do our campfire. It was right by the lake. So,
Mhm.
and then my next one is called. I'll go with Cowboy Cookout next. So this one is leather, campfire embers, smoked meats, black pepper, aluminum, tobacco, dirt, and whiskey. There's a lot of notes in that one.
Ooh, I like that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I thought it sounded awesome.
And then
Which
my
one's
last
that?
one is called the cabin.
Oh, go ahead, Virgil.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. So my last one is called the cabin. And it is sun-warmed vinyl, must, cedar, canned coffee grounds, fresh ozone, and lake breeze.
Wow.
There's nothing.
Wow.
The scent that gets me back to camping or to camp the fastest is that smell of like hot vinyl. Because it reminds me not only of like floaties, rafts on the lake in the sun all day, but also when your sleeping bag or your tent has been packed up all year and it may have been a little bit damp when you put it in there, and then you take it out and it's like musty, but like that vinyl smell, like that's the number one camp scent for me, I think.
Definitely. And also kind of it kind of hints at the sun itself, the sun warming it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like this kind of like, it's kind of earthy in an odd way because you wouldn't think of vinyl being earthy.
Yeah.
But with all that combined, it's like unique to its own. It's definitely true memory. That's amazing.
These are all awesome, man.
We're
I know.
pretty unique.
Oh
As
my
similar
God.
as some of our notes are, they're all pretty unique.
Yeah. All right. I got this one's called His Name Was Jason. Notes are fiberglass, which is like a burnt sugar resin because of his mask. So fiberglass, lake water, damp earth, petrichor, metallic accord, woodsy musk, and burlap.
Nice.
His name was Jason. Obviously, like the lake water, damp earth, petrichor, you know, from drowning in the lake, and the metallic accord, you know, for the machete, and you know, the woodsy musk you gotta have, and fiberglass for his mask, and the burlap for sackhead, like sackhead Jason. Plus, there's just like a lot of burlap and stuff in the woods and cabins and stuff. So I thought that was cool.
Burlap's pretty good one. What was Jen's last one?
Oh, it's called the cabin, right? That was the one.
Yeah, the cabin.
Okay, so it's sun-warmed vinyl. Wait, where am I?
Right there.
Okay, sun-warmed vinyl, must, cedar, canned coffee grounds, fresh ozone, and lake breeze. And then I was saying, like, the number one scent for me that brings me back to camp is like warm, like hot vinyl. Because it smells like, you know, your floaties, your inner tubes, but then it also smells like your tent, like when you unpack it and it's a little musty.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty good. Yeah, I think it sounds awesome. All right, so his name was Jason. That's the one I just did. All right, so the next one I've got on here is called Miss Voorhees. Notes are sweater linen, like, you know, wool or sweater linen. A hint of Noxema. So it's linseed, camphor, and menthol. So a little hint of Noxema. A heart of cedar and blood.
yeah. Yep.
Miss Voorhees. Yeah, that's my my idea for Miss Voorhees candle. And then my last one I've got here, I was either going to call Final Girl or Camp Counselor. Right? All right, you're going to like this one, I think. Notes are Aquanet hairspray.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God.
A spritz of Debbie Gibson's Electric Youth perfume, which is an 80s perfume. And what that is grapefruit aldehyde, citrus top notes, little red berries, watermelon, ylang ylang, dry down base of woods, musk, and amber. So like a shot of the Debbie Gibson's perfume and the Aquanet hairspray. And then you need musk. You need lipstick. It's like a waxy. You need makeup, so like a powdery hit, and a hint of PVC and plastic and vanilla musk. The PVC and plastics for like the jelly shoes and the bracelets and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that jelly shoes, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's
Perfect.
Aquanet hairspray, a little hit of like the citrus melony perfume from the 80s, lipstick, makeup, PVC plastic, and vanilla musk.
Wow.
We didn't wear jelly shoes when we were camping, but I get where you're going.
Hey, man, don't rain on my parade. Yeah, that's Camp Counselor or Final Girl.
I love it.
Wow.
I
You guys
agree.
You guys put way more thought into that than I did. Sorry.
Well, you're making them, man.
We did it in like 5 minutes. I was like, okay, I need to sit here and come up with my notes. And I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, she did it really fast, but she's a little genius.
But it
so.
took us all week to pick out the candles like that are campy.
The trick is finding those oils.
Yeah.
Yeah, like give me an oil that smells like Noxema and sweater linen and
And then putting the right amount of
heart of
everything in
cedar
there.
and blood, Miss
Yeah.
Voorhees.
I remember Noxema. It's got some like eucalyptus in it.
I looked it up, and it's the main ingredients for like is linseed oil, camphor oil, and menthol.
Yeah. Well, the menthol kind of comes off as eucalyptus, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I hate eucalyptus. You know, maybe
Because of
maybe
menthol.
smelling the Noxzema growing up. You know.
Yeah.
I can still feel the burn on my cheek.
Yeah. I went with
the sizzle of the Noxzema.
I went with the OxyClean pad.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And,
thinking of. Actually, this
Remember
little circle.
the stupid Clearasil? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I remember this really embarrassing thing when I was young. When I had a pimple, I took some my mom's makeup and I blended it out, and then I got called out immediately once I got to school. This girl was like, "Do you have foundation on your face?" I'm like, "No, that's foundation. You're wearing foundation." I'm like, let me run and hide. I learned my lesson.
Not fair, man. Kent says his mom rocked the jelly shoes at Bark Camp Lake every summer. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 votes for jelly shoes.
Jelly
Okay.
shoes, lip smackers, chapstick. Thank
I
you
am
very
wrong.
much, Sarah.
I might have
Plastic
to Google,
cord bracelets. Yo.
Might have to Google jelly shoes.
You don't know what jelly shoes are?
When you see them, you'll be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll remember jelly shoes.
Oh,
you get a new
yeah.
pair every year because you always
Yeah,
wore them
yeah,
out. Well, and you figure because when you're a kid, but you always
Rose?
broke them by the end of summer.
Rose still uses Noxzema, so don't you think Miss Voorhees would? That's like, because she was like out there in the woods, man. She doesn't do much. I'm thinking she just hits some Noxzema.
Did anybody come up with any scents on their own in the chat?
I didn't see any.
Well, someone dreamed up a hobo pie fragrance before I shared mine, but theirs had smoke in it, and mine did not.
What did jelly shoes smell like?
They had a very distinct,
Plastic.
Yeah, like
PVC
soft
like a
plastic.
rubber. A
Yeah.
sweet smell too, though. There's like a
Yeah,
little-
PVC plastic, sweet vinyl rubber.
What were you guys doing sniffing other people's shoes?
Hey man, I don't talk about
When
what
the
you do.
sun
in your
hits
free
us,
time.
I don't talk about what you do. You don't talk about what I do.
I'm
No,
not
you can
judging.
smell
I'm
from a mile away. It was just like I had this aura, like this smell to it. I remember thinking too, jelly shoes. Interesting. I'm like squishing with my oh, interesting, jelly shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Why did nobody use aloe? I want to know. Because all right, so this reminded me. Carrie says she'd put Noxzema on sunburned skin.
Yeah.
And aloe. A lot of people use aloe. Why did we not use aloe? That's a good scent.
That is a good scent.
Yeah. See, there you go.
I want to see some scents in the comments. I want to see what people come out with.
Yeah, the jelly shoes, man. Like you didn't really have to go down and smell them, especially when they were new.
Yeah.
Like they just smell like PVC plastic, like vinyl, like hot vinyl, kind of really.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're walking around outside all day in the sun, you'll just smell that stuff.
It's funny how we're all growing nostalgic of things that were toxic to us as a kid.
I mean, I always liked the smell of Noxzema and stuff. I didn't get doused with it a lot though. So
Yeah, I had about a year there where I was sleeping with all that stuff on. My testosterone levels went through the roof that year.
yeah,
Yeah.
From
The dark-
Noxzema?
from Noxzema,
Maybe.
could be. I got real curious about like 80s perfumes and stuff. Because I was thinking when I was kind of dreaming up the camp counselor scent, I was like, what did the hot chick at camp smell like? I'm like, she had definitely smell like hairspray. But like, I do remember like it sent me on a mission of like, do you remember the stuff people wore in the 80s and 90s? Obsession, stuff like that. I was like, oh God, yeah, I remember that.
He came out and started asking us about this, and I thought he was researching for a script he was writing because he was like so in depth about it. And then I come in here and I look at his scent notes. And I was like, that's why you wanted to know.
Yep.
No, that makes sense, you know. I mean, we definitely know 90s, but 80s?
Yeah, 80s. I was a little kid in the 80s, so I remember a lot of that. Like kid memory. I feel like I have a lot more kid memory than I do other memory.
You know, that could be a crazy line, you know, a line of sense, like stuff that horrified us when we were children. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Toxicities of our youth.
Okay, I see somebody talking about sunscreen. So I love the smell of sunscreen. You don't like the smell of sunscreen. It's very particular, but I like old sunscreen. So I actually went and looked this up. So this is like the perfect time to bring this up. I was thinking of Copper Tone, and I was thinking of Banana Boat.
I was gonna say banana is a really strong fragrance.
Yeah, and so there is a perfume called Vacation by Vacation Inc. And it is basically Banana Boat or Copper Tone in a perfume form. So I want to check that out.
Panama Jack too, wasn't there? Like Panama Jack. Or something
Panama Jack, yeah. Oh man, which knows that Aspen. I remember that.
I'm allergic to aspen.
Yeah. Oh, Giorgio of Beverly Hills perfume. Yep. You know what's funny, man? Because when I was actually researching this stuff too, is a lot of people, like when you're a little kid and you start, I want to smell good. You steal your dad's cologne. You steal your mom's perfume. So like some of the stuff that I was smelling was like from the 70s, like Old Stetson and shit like that. Old Spice, Stetson, and then like girls were wearing like Poison. Like I remember, like from the 70s, it was called Poison. Yeah,
just Brute and Old Spice. That's all my dad ever wore. Just Brute and Old Spice.
There's a candle by Village Candle that smells exactly like Old Spice. I like to burn it in the summer because it makes me think of like sea captains.
That's cool. Yeah, the Designer Imposter perfumes. I think I still have like a CK1 knockoff somewhere.
What about Vanilla Fields?
Vanilla Fields.
I'd say in my day, all the girls either smelled like cucumber melon or warm vanilla sugar.
Cucumber melon. That is the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, cucumber melon, the 90s.
Dominated.
Yeah, Hawaiian Tropic. Yeah. Yeah, I'll find that real quick. The Vacation by Vacation Inc. It's a definite compendium of like exactly the sunscreen type of experience. It is
oh god.
Here we go. It's Petty Grain Essence.
I'm sorry. We're just looking at the comments.
Oh, no worries. Coconut water, coconut milk, bergamot, solar musk, banana, pineapple, pool water, swimsuit lycra, and sea salt.
Oh yeah.
And so guess who's gonna buy a damn bottle of frickin' Vacation perfume? Who's got two thumbs and is gonna buy a bottle of this?
I love it, man.
This guy right here.
It's great to find your community, people that I would do the same thing, man. Like
I gotta check it.
Fix, it's funny, like what triggers certain memories and stuff.
I feel like it's gonna bring me right back to the 80s.
It's funny, like much like the Jason franchise, we're now talking about 80s women's perfume, where we started talking about a serial killer in the woods. So
yeah,
Jason with the space, and
they go hand in hand.
What do the girls smell like in space?
What do the girls smell like in space in Jason X?
We're curious.
One of them smells like liquid nitrogen and blood.
Smells cold.
I know that.
That was a good kill, though. That was.
Dude, they when they try to trick Jason in the
simulator.
And they got the chicks, and they're like, "Hey, we're naked and we're having sex." Like, dude, I was dying.
Funny.
I'll have to say this about Goes to Hell and X. They had a good time. They weren't trying to do anything but have a good time. Yeah, and it's not fun to watch. There's way worse movies out there. It's just annoying if you want like a connected franchise, Friday the 13th type of thing. But Jason X is still fun to watch.
Well, it's kind of like that thing where like time heals all wounds,
Yeah.
When you're excited for the new Jason and that comes out, you're like, what is this bullshit?
You're like, what is this crap?
And then
if you
you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Carrie, if you pay attention to her teeth, like how stained they are, I'm pretty sure she smelled like cigarette.
Yeah, I think Miss Voorhees, like, I didn't put cigarette notes in there because I don't like that smell. But I think she smells like sweater linen and Noxema and like cedar wood and probably some like kind of a little bit of funk that would be blood and probably some cigarette smoke.
Yep.
Speaking
That's
of
what
cigarette smoke, I have a candle here. Like cigarette smoke either. My parents both smoked when I was
Maybe
growing
a
up.
note of
But
leaves just rumbling around in the forest.
Go.
Sorry.
You froze, Todd?
like a
Did he
like
freak?
a oh, here we go. I'm stuck in Jason World. There we go. But this candle, Stephen King Study, I highly recommend because it somehow Stephen King Study. I highly recommend because it somehow makes cigarette smoke smell good. It's not that it smells like cigarette smoke, but like you picture Stephen King in his study writing these books. And
What was the name of it?
Yeah, what's that?
Stephen King's Study.
Oh, that's the name of the candle.
Wait, I've heard
Yeah.
of this.
That's the name of the candle?
Yeah. And he actually came out a whole line of Stephen King. Am I frozen? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
there's a whole line of Stephen King candles that he came out with. I haven't smelt them all yet, but I was given this as a gift on my birthday or something. And at first I was like, oh man, that kind of reminds me of like cigarettes a little bit. Then I was like, it doesn't though. It's something like better.
What company
But
is
the
that?
notes on it are it just says mysterious, smoky, deep, and rich. That's all it says. But since I've been like kind of flirting around with candle making, I know exactly what they use to make this now. So but it's really good. Anyway, tangent over.
Nubble Light? Is that what you said? Nubble Light?
Yeah, Noble Light.
Huh. I'm curious. As a writing
It's an
person.
odd vessel too, but these things usually perform pretty well. And there's a really kind of, you can't see it here, but it's kind of a thicker wick. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's and they kind of and when they burn, they kind of have this like shimmery effect where it's like kind of like glittery,
Huh.
which is kind of interesting. We found out what that is, and we've been experimenting with it, but yeah. Anyway,
That sounds awesome.
Sounds like it's gonna clog the wick. I don't like it.
What's that? Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
It said it sounds like it's gonna clog the wick, and I don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking this Nubble Light candle from Maine.
Yeah, when I started getting into the candles, my wife wanted to find someone local that could make candles, just try out something local. And for my birthday, she got me a couple of those, and they're pretty good. I was surprised. I'm a sucker for labels, so I was like, "Ooh, the label doesn't really have a lot on there, but it performs. It's pretty good stuff."
Yeah, I just looked on their site. I'm a sucker for theming, and like they've got one that's like Church's Woods, like the cat from Pet Cemetery. Yeah, I'm all in. Georgie's Storm Drain. I'm all in on this. Stephen King was the first adult author I ever read. I tried to read it when I was 9. I got 16 pages in and was done. It was too scary because I was trying to graduate from my little, like being a kid of the 80s, like Goosebumps wasn't a thing yet. Like horror aimed at kids wasn't really a thing yet. Even though like a lot of our 80s movies, right, were kind of horrific and had really cool like horror elements to them. Like think about Legend and even like something like Neverending Story, the Gomorrah, like terrifying. It's Nubble. Nubble.
Lighthouse. The lighthouse.
Yeah, Nubble Light. But yeah, Stephen King. I tried to read it. I got 16 pages in where he gets down to the basement or whatever, and he keeps talking about like having to reach around to like get the try to get the light and something grabbing his hand and that worry that you have when you're a kid. And then there's actually something down in the basement. And I'm like, at 9, I was like, I'm done. And so I tried again at 11, and Christine was the first Stephen King book I ever read. And then I went Pet Cemetery, Salem's Lot, and then I read It. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out.
I
A
think
lot of wisdom in the
anything
chat.
else in the line than this, but I'm pretty excited by it. They're around locally, so I could probably find somewhere that I can actually sip it. But I remember my wife actually went to the guy's house and picked them up for me for my birthday.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Kent says his local's Lunar Light. Yeah, Alex is amazing. I'm gonna have her on a live
That'd be cool.
at some point soon. Yeah, she's awesome. She does really cool vintage, like cool, like 80s and 90s theme stuff. Awesome.
Kind of worried about Thorn
What's happening?
eating wax melts.
She's eating wax melts.
Not supposed to eat the wax melt.
Don't eat the wax
But
melts.
they look like candies.
So it's a new challenge, like the Tide Pod
No.
challenge.
We know how that turned out.
Yeah, but these are wax melts, you know, they're gonna bring you to the, bring you back to nostalgia.
Like wax lips, Halloween candy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
That brings
God, yeah.
for the bottles.
I
Like
actually bought a few last year.
Really?
I bought a few of those the vampire wax lips last year or the year before. Instantly brought me back. It was crazy.
And what were you just saying, Jen?
Those little wax bottles where you just bite the cap off and drink the
Mhm.
juice.
That weird juice.
The
Yeah.
root beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Childhood delicacies.
Yeah. It's crazy to think like summer, it's not even summer yet.
I know.
Almost.
Yeah, it's not
Like
even
another
summer
week
yet.
or something.
Yeah. It's like, I'm trying to embrace the Camp Crystal Lake of it all.
Got the keys to the
That's
cabin.
cool.
Cabin keys. And embrace summer and love. It's really hard though, not living near the ocean, not living near the coast and stuff. So yeah, and Virgil's over here like F all that. It's Halloween 139 days. I love summer, man. I do love summer. I just have to be somewhere where I can enjoy it. And
I'm learning to love summer again. I hate hot weather. I just hate hot weather. And for someone who wants to be in their studio, this studio gets really swampy when it gets really hot, and I can't be in there.
Yeah.
So it's like that sucks. That said, though, I mean, luckily I live in Portsmouth, which is kind of it's on the coast. So if I drive over to the beach, it's just nice to feel that breeze. I usually try to get a couple sunrises in during the summer. That's the best feeling in the world. You just go and look at the sunrise over the ocean. Oh my God.
I miss
So that's
so
my
much.
summer sanctuary right there. But other than that, it's all fall for me.
Yeah, I miss it so much. Like living on the coast or even off of like a really huge lake, it's just different. Like I've been a coastal dweller most of my life, and like if you have a bad day, and I tell people this too, my favorite ocean is winter ocean because you want to talk about terrifying and creepy, and like go to the ocean during winter on the East Coast.
Sometimes I'll go when there's a snowstorm. I'll I feel safe enough. I'll just go over there and just watch it. It's just wild.
Yeah. And I mean, like if you have a bad day, man, you can go walk on the beach and just get the ocean air and hear the crush of the waves. And I don't know, man. It's just something about it that you can't. I mean, it's hard to explain. Summer in Texas is a way of, yeah. See, and that's the thing. I was born in Houston. I'm a Texas boy. I grew up in Texas. I was back in Austin for a while. I joke that Texas has 2 seasons, hot and hotter. Like Texas is a place where like even back in the day when I was like in crazy shape, I helped my grandmother move, and I got stuff out of her attic, helped her move stuff out of her attic for 2 days. and I lost 10 pounds, and I didn't have 10 pounds to lose. That's how freaking hot it is in Texas. It's terrible. And so because of that, I hate hot weather. I hate it. Hate it. And like, it's okay if I'm on the coast and I got some ocean breeze and I can go to the surf or, you know, lay out and hit the sun and have a pool to jump in. It's a different thing, but landlocked and hot sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah, lots of wisdom in the chat tonight.
I know. What did Kent? What did he post? I missed it.
He said he lit one of those little bottles with the juice on fire and almost burned down the kitchen.
Those little wax yeah, that's hysterical.
That's awesome.
The stuff we used to get up to, right?
I don't know how many
used to.
I don't know how many GI Joes I burned in the fireplace when I was a kid.
I was telling Virgil before the chat that I'm kind of shifted more towards wax melts in the studio because I had a Kringle candle going. I forgot about it. It burnt for like over a day. You know, when they had the pure black, you know, without the transparent, you know, I had no idea. My wife was like, "What is that smell?" And she was looking around my studio and she was almost all the way burnt. I was like, okay, switching the wax melts for the studio. Unless I'm doing some, you know, when I do my when I do my YouTube videos, I'll burn a particular candle because of the glow that it puts on, and it smells amazing. But
that's a fear of mine too. Like a lot of times, if it's late in the evening when I set a candle, you know, or I light one, I'll set an alarm on my phone. You know,
that's smart.
That way, in case I doze off, you know, my alarm goes off and I turn the candle off.
Yeah, that's the dangers of being a candle enthusiast.
Yeah. I saw that, Edward. Kent Edward. Oh man.
So, what's your go-to summer candle?
Yeah,
which is called one.
Oh man,
that's a perfect answer from you,
man. That is an extremely good question because I don't know the answer. To be honest with you, no. Like
Virgil don't even wear shorts, man.
Nah.
I don't like shorts either, man. Like we're in the same.
What is this camp and lakes you guys are talking about?
Welcome to life, Virgil.
Isn't it pretty hot out there too, Virgil? Like,
I try not to go outside. Well, I live like kind of in a weird spot in New Mexico, like up in the mountains, so it's not as hot as everything surrounding us. Luckily,
that's good.
I would move quick. I kind of want to move now. You know, thinking maybe Salem, Massachusetts.
Hell yeah, brother! Come on up.
Yeah, but
absolutely, man.
You know, I gotta find a good job.
Come to New England. Come to New England. We can start a candle company together.
I want to see what these ocean sunrises look like.
It's pretty majestic, but you gotta get up pretty early in the summer to go see it. You get up around 4:30ish. But I get up at 5 on the regular anyway. I have no alarm clock. I just wake up at 5.
Yeah.
So
that's what happens when we get older.
Yeah. Then I fall asleep in my favorite movies. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Dude, I tried to watch part 7 3 times last week. I never made it.
I'm watching that this weekend. When Chance was talking about it, it reminded me how cool that. And Jason just looks so awesome in that.
Yeah. 7's great, man.
7 I get some flack too. Some people don't like it. They don't like the psychic thing. I don't. I think it's fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Like I grew up watching 7, and I thought it was really, really cool. Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. I was like, okay. I mean, if a movie's written well, like you'll go anywhere with it, pretty much. So I'll keep trying to think about what my summer candle go-to would be.
Kent wrote Mermaid Tale. I can attest to that.
Any season, really, to me. I really like that Bath and Body Works.
Oh yeah.
Honey Wildflower.
She likes Honey Wildflower.
It's a pretty smell. It's not spooky. It's just a pretty smell, and I really like it.
Kind of smells like honeysuckle.
And the witch nose spider bite.
Witch nose spider bite. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just summer to a T.
What's the
Mermaid Tails from Village. Somebody can't. I
Yeah.
actually just got that in a few weeks ago. I haven't burned it yet, but the cold sniff on it, I was pretty psyched about it.
I don't know if this is a summer candle, but it was released in the summer. But
Dude, yes.
I think this year this one's my favorite so far.
That
Oh,
thing
man,
is
I want
sold
that
out, dude.
Is it?
It's sold out. Like Goose Creek's having a sale right now, and
They're always having a sale.
Yeah.
they're having like
Great.
they are always having a sale. But they're doing like a 6 for $60 deal, and they just released Seaside Summer. And so two of the stuff, like first they've got some new ones like sweet saltwater taffy and blueberry funnel cake, and I'm really curious about those.
Yeah.
But in that line, they have sandcastles, which is if you ever had Sandy Toes, sandcastles is like the next best thing to Sandy Toes. Awesome beach scent. But they also have Beach House in this, and Beach House is one of the best summer candles ever. Beach House is amazing. So they have all that in their thing, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna order something, I need, like I told Virgil, I was like, I need some more of that Stormy Day Snuggle. That is the best rainwater. Like as soon as I smelled it, like burning, especially, I went right back to being a kid outside in Texas right after a rainstorm with my shoes off, jumping in the water that was going down the like by the storm drains and stuff, like down the street by the curbs, and like stomping in the water. It's like you can smell the water and the silt and the fresh rain and like the concrete like cooling off, but now warming back up from the sun just coming out after the rain. That thing is amazing. But yeah, it's sold out.
Yeah. No, Carrie, summertime soy is actually better. And I have a theory that's why all the companies have switched to soy. Because I can't think of any other reason why.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. I read the research about paraffin versus soy. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm
anyone
not
that
gonna.
tells you that, it's
And
bullshit.
that's kind of the reason why I'm not gonna release mine until like late August, maybe even early September, depending on how the weather is. Because they are 100% paraffins. I don't know if you've ordered from Yankee in the last couple of years, but if you order a candle in like August or late July from Yankee, the paraffins, there's a good chance it's going to come melted.
Yeah, they're switching all their stuff over. And I saw who said it right here. Somebody said, Witch Nose. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but Yankees selling large jars for $10 a day. Yeah, they got their semi-annual going.
Whoa.
And so tomorrow I'm doing an unboxing of Cantrip candles at 11 a.m. A mystery box. I have no idea what's in it except for one scent called Jungles of McCall, which is just says undergrowth and petrichor. So I'm stoked to sniff on that and to see what else is in the box. But next weekend, I just got a few things in, like by the pool, and some of these things.
Yeah, I just got in that tomato one from Yankee from that sale.
Yeah,
It kind of reminds me of poison ivy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't smelled any of these yet because I want to do the first impression next weekend. So we'll do a Yankee thing next weekend on some of those scents.
I ordered a couple of Mystic Moons too. I got a bad feeling they ain't gonna come back. Just like Hayride.
Hold on, Mystic Moon is up at Yankee.
Yeah.
Really?
Clearance.
That
on clearance?
What the hell?
Well, good thing I have 3 already. But I actually made a bit of a dupe of that on my own.
Oh,
nice.
Because I was afraid of something like that. Because they took away Jack-o'-lantern.
All right, well, I'm gonna buy a bunch of these because I'm still pissed off Haunted Hayride got taken from me.
That is a very interesting scent.
Yeah, I love haunted hayride. Somebody, oh yeah, Kent, Sea Salt and Sales, right? Sea Salt and Sales, Bath and Body Works. By the way, sold out. It is like ocean water, like it's like being on the ocean, like and sea spray, like it's like ocean water.
They have
It's
that salt
it's
note.
amazing.
Does they have that like briny salt note?
It has a briny salt note, and it doesn't do that spa crap kind of thing. It just smells
I'm
like
trying to find a candle that actually smells like the ocean.
Sea Salt and Sales is pretty damn close. There was a, I think I have it down here. Let me see if I can pull it out. Yeah. So I refuse to burn this very often. This is this is even better than Sea Salt and Sales. It's called Fresh Air and Sea Salt. It's Reset by Goose Creek. It was in their spa line. They had it out for a hot second, and then it went away, and they still have their spa line, but they don't have this anymore. And this just smells like ocean water. No bullshit, no spa. It just smells like ocean water. And I'm so mad that this is not around. But Sea Salt and Sales is the closest thing to it.
Is Night Blues Avatar Skeletor?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Love Skeletor.
He-Man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, dude, Jack-o'-lantern, haunted hayride, and now they're probably gonna take away Mystic Moon, is what it's looking like. What the?
I don't know. Maybe they'll take away
Mystic
Witch's Brew one of these days.
Well, I'm on the freaking site right now. I'm gonna add. All they have left is the large tumbler. I guess I'm gonna toss a couple in.
Get you a banana toffee.
No.
Banana scarecrow.
Oh, the coveted banana toffee. Oh, they better not ever take that away.
Yeah.
Riot.
Oh man.
All right, Danny said she's coming out of hiding. All right. Fantastic. She's the one that sent me the cantrip candles. She didn't want to be named. And I was like, I like thanking people, man. You know? So Danny, yeah. Tomorrow morning, cantrip candles, 11 a.m. Danny sent me some stuff, and I have no idea. I haven't even checked into it. So we're gonna crack that open. I know Jungles and McCall's in there because that's one her and I talked about. Because I love, you know how I'm with my petrichor.
I gotta thank Kent too, because you did your live on Dark Candles, but Kent also sent me some, so I still need to go over those too. I'm not gonna do it live, but yeah, I'm gonna do a video on those. So thank you, Kent. That was pretty generous of you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I'm always blown away, man. The generosity and the camaraderie of like our little candle family, Frager's family here is amazing. And like legit, man, love you guys so much. Like I wouldn't have anything to talk about if it wasn't for y'all. I mean, honestly, man, like
come back, Shane, so I could retire.
No way. You ain't retiring for nothing.
No, it's been fun, last few years.
Yeah,
There's
man,
something
it's
so
been
special
great.
about it too. I mean, like it's so unique, and I'm kind of like I'd be in the comments right now if I wasn't on this thing for sure. It's just
Same.
It's cool to find people that kind of appreciate the same things you do, and it's such a niche thing, and it's really cool to be a part of this type of community for sure. And I appreciate you guys having me on for real. I really do.
No, thanks for coming on with us, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I need one of your paintings, man. I just like one when I can afford it, it's gonna happen.
No worries, no
You
worries.
guys letting me drop in too. I know I'm not officially part of the Candle family.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
You are officially part of the Candle family. What are you talking about?
Candle camp.
if you go back and you watch the lives where Jen just pops in every once in a while, like she does some funny ass shit. Like she
I
comes
love
up
the
with
pop-ins.
good stuff.
I'm telling you, man. Like she'll like. I think like with all of us, like, you know, since we're into candles and we're like, we'll smell something and we'll be like, huh, I got maybe like, is that bergamot? You know, you start like breaking it down. Jen's like, it's like a box of crayons from school and like
That's
the
the way to
back
do
of a
it, though.
van.
Perfect.
And I'm like, holy, and then I'm like, you're right.
I have an experience.
She has an experience. Yeah. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah.
The Sons of Shane.
It's funny, like I said, man, I was telling Virgil, I'd only ever seen one video of his before I started. I've gone back and watched a couple, especially that live that was what was it? Shane, Doug over at Spooky Villages, and wasn't Brett on there?
Yeah, Philly Candleman.
Yeah, Philly Candleman.
That's the one that got me hooked. Like
Yeah.
Before that, I wasn't even watching YouTube. I didn't have a reason to, you know. But something real calming about candles, man. If you knew my life growing up, I needed candles. I needed candles, you know, chill me out, put me in a good mood, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we were talking a little bit yesterday, I mean, we all kind of got more into this around the same time, usually around the pandemic.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know, not that it did that, but it was just kind of like coincide. I think maybe like candle content was a little bit more prevalent then too. I randomly just started like thinking, oh man, I really want a good Halloween candle. I bet that someone reviews it. So maybe a Halloween candle review. And I was like, a whole new world. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, there's so much
exciting and new.
I immediately went to Shane reviewing some type of it was a small batch candle company that did a Halloween candle. The franchise Halloween, you know, something inspired by Michael Myers. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I had no idea. And at first I thought it was just kind of funny. Like I had no, you know, like this is interesting because I always kind of liked candles and I'm not necessarily the demographic that candle people want to sell to at all.
Same.
And it's a lot of fun for me when I go into a store and I step around. It's like, oh, can we help you? I'm like,
yeah,
maybe.
And
I start talking about all the different notes and like, oh, this came out last year and this blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, you know a lot about this.
Love him. Like, oh, it's Chance.
But what did they tell you, Chance? They're all you seem to like all the stuff that nobody buys.
Oh yeah, the girls at Bath and Body Works in my local, when I pop in there, they're like, Chance.
Yeah.
And when
Like
I talk
that one.
about the stuff that I like, hey, I'm looking for vintage memories or sea salt and sales, she's like, okay, like yeah, she's like, you buy all the stuff that a lot of people don't, and I was like,
that's awesome. I was the same way with Vintage Memories because of both of your videos. I was like, I gotta get this candle, and you know things are kind of tight right now, so I was like, screw it, I'm getting this candle. I need to relax, you know.
yeah.
So I went there and I requested it, and they're like, oh, and then they're like, I think they were actually all sold out, and they're like, oh, and someone was like, I think there's one more, and they pulled out those big drawers, they dug around, and then I started talking about all the other stuff, and like, wow, you have such interesting tastes. I'm like, yes.
Yes, not your normal demographic.
It's fun.
Did it live up to your expectations?
It exceeded my expectations, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you hear certain things, you're like, oh, I'm probably going to like it, but, you know, it'll probably be fine, you know. But I was like, okay, all right. It was a lot warmer and more, I thought it was going to be more leathery. And it was leathery, but there's like that milky note on top of it.
It's creamy.
Cinnamon. There's like a touch of cinnamon in there that kind of it tilts it to fall for sure, which is it's weird release for spring, but yeah, it totally got me hooked. And then I burned it in the studio for a little bit so I don't forget. You know, I had it going and I was like, wow, this thing is just a powerhouse. And
it reminds me of like this, like the basement and like the 70s. My dad was a rock promoter when I was a kid, and he used to have, you know, lots of bands, people over, and they'd go down in the basement, and we had a musty couch down there. It was actually the den. We didn't have basements in Texas, but that's what Vintage Memories reminds me of. It reminds me of like the early 80s that still feels like the 70s. It smells like a musty couch. And also, I think it was Sarah that mentioned it, that something like her friend said it reminded her of a roller skating rink, like the leather roller skates. And I was like, and the carpet and stuff. I was like, yeah, it kind of does.
All the little kids sweat.
Yeah, like and it has that creamy thing. It's really pleasant and cozy and like old school. It's like living in Eric Foreman's basement or something.
Didn't you say like that mixed with, there was a different one that was kind of cannabis-y?
Oh yeah, I was like, put Green Man from Witch Nose
with that.
Burn that with Vintage Memories.
Eric Foreman's basement.
And you're in Eric Foreman's basement, y'all.
Wow.
the black light posters are going.
Mm-hmm.
On some Led Zeppelin. Just fade out.
Yeah.
Also,
with Brett, I think, you know, once your children become a certain age, it kind of takes priority over everything, you know.
Yeah, Brett's the first person I ever saw a candle video from. I actually remember it really well. And it was the same thing around like 2019 or somewhere around there. But he was talking about Trick or Treat from Goose Creek. And he was talking about how, same as me, he was not like a big gourmand guy. And he's like, yeah, but this is a totally different beast. Like, this is like smelling the bottom of a candy bag at Halloween in the 80s or 90s or something. And I was like, well, that one sentence, and I'm going to Goose Creek site, and I went on there, and it was around Halloween. And I picked up my first Goose Creek order. And I remember like, I got like Witch's Cauldron. I got Trick or Treat, Mount Rushmore, right? Of like Goose Creek Halloween scents and Halloween scents overall to me. And then like, I remember I needed like one more to get the shipping. And I threw on Autumn Walk, which they still haven't brought back yet. And I didn't know I was going to like that. I'm not a ginger as a note guy, but that thing, I love that candle. I still can't find one.
Yeah.
Drive me crazy. But
I got a little funny thing about my first order with Goose Creek. You know how like there's always a sale, it's never full price.
Yeah.
Well, back in like 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, like they wouldn't be on sale all the time, but they would be on sale most of the time. So my first ever order from Goose Creek, I paid full price. I paid like $30 a candle or something.
What?
I didn't know any better, man. I hear these guys
sign up and get 20% off.
I hear them talking about these awesome candles, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to order these. And if I would have waited, I don't know, like a week.
Yeah, 15 minutes probably.
Yep.
You're right. They didn't have the sales like they do now, like all the time. Like maybe every 2 or 3 weeks they'd do a sale.
Yeah.
One thing I want to note about Trick or Treat is, and again, I go back to labels, probably because of the artistic side of me. One thing that was so special about that candle is it just showed you the image of the kids trick-or-treating, and it said trick or treat. So when you smell it, your mind just makes the story. Yeah. You know what I mean? It puts you in an atmosphere immediately. And then with the latest label, they put a bunch of s'mores on it, or a bunch of graham crackers and chocolate. And it's like, why are you telling me this? Let me get that graham cracker note. Let me find it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a graham cracker in there. I know there is. You know, that's what's so amazing about, you know, just kind of having a really interesting, unique image and a little bit of a label, and then just fill in your backstory. Just a little bit of a rant there, because that really
I agree. Agreed, man. Agreed.
Oh, I think somebody's not watching live.
Hey.
Oh, thank you.
We got a question too about your candles. Do you have an idea when you're going to release your candles, Virgil?
I'm thinking late August if it's not as warm as it is right now, or right now would be okay. I'm just worried about like when it gets like over 100 in some places.
June, July, beginning of August, pretty
Yeah.
much sucks for the whole southeastern United States. I know that.
Yeah, I've sent out a few candles within the last week or so, and they arrived good. The wax, I mean, it holds up a lot better than I thought it was going to. But I just don't want to release and have to give 10,000 refunds, and I'm just gonna wait till it cools off a little bit. But the wax melts will come out next month, I believe the 17th, and the candles will come out maybe late August, maybe early September, and there won't be a whole lot of them. I'm just saying there won't be a whole lot of them because making candles is a pain in the ass. It is. Just putting it out there. Which knows. Which knows. So does
Which
Todd.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. The wax melts, yeah. Dark honey, yeah. It's like I was saying, man, Virgil, you got some stuff that, isn't like Halloween or whatever, but you do some really cool stuff like Dark Honey, like Desert Thunderstorm. Midnight Dragon Fruit should make that is such a nostalgic, cool fragrance.
You know, when we talked about that the other day, I went and smelled it, and I was like, this is pretty good. I'm gonna bring it back.
Good, man.
And I started looking up some of the companies where some of those oils came from, and that dragon fruit, it's not available anymore. So, I sent one to because Kent said that was the only one that he hasn't tried, and his mom put in an order the other day, and I added that one to it. And man, just making that little small batch, and that's it. That's all the dragon fruit that I had, and that was a very special, specific dragon fruit that I can't get anymore. So,
man, see, and it was so good, guys. Like, really nostalgic. Hey, Jen's here now. What was that?
About the earlier, somebody was mentioning the Victoria's Secret body sprays, and that smelled just like Seduction, I think it was called, or there was one of the Victoria's Secret ones. It might have been Love Spell or Seduction, one of them, but that reminded me of that so much.
See, I couldn't remember the name. I just remembered like it reminded you of a nostalgic scent. And it's a really neat dragon fruit. It's not like any other dragon fruit I've smelled anyway.
Yeah, I got 3 more clamshells, and that's it. So I'm gonna hang on to those forever and see how long they hold up.
Auction them off.
Auction one of them off.
It was so good.
Yeah. Now, Todd.
Yes.
Are you gonna release anything candle wise?
Yes. I plan on releasing a pack of 4 wax melts, and I'm debating about whether releasing them individually, or as just a pack, like a 4-pack, and have a custom made box for it, and it will all come with a print. Or maybe a series of print, probably for whatever I have for the artwork that I make for the cover of each wax melt. I might have a 5x7 print for each one.
Ooh,
and yeah, and I hope to have a little bit of lore for each one.
I love all this. I love the sound of everything you're saying.
We got some verification. It's the Seduction. Yeah,
Seduction.
That's what I thought. That was the hot
blitz. And Jason's getting me again. So that's the aim. I've come up with 4 scents I like right now, but they're kind of like so like when you do a painting, sometimes we do a lot of copies of the masters.
Mm-hmm.
So my scents I have right now are kind of copies of masters, where there's certain fragrances that aren't going to be made anymore or whatever that I'm trying to recapture. And it's kind of like a way of kind of like figuring it out a little bit, And I might put that out there, but I kind of want something to be a little bit more unique too. But
Yeah.
I can't wait around forever though. I'm not getting any younger, you know. So it's time to start doing stuff. So,
I hear you.
but I want to do it limited quantity because you know I'm not Amazon. You know, it's a labor of passion too. I'm not looking to do much. You know, I'm not trying to build anything other than just make something that I really believe in and put it out there and have people enjoy it, which is kind of the name of the game for me at the moment.
What sense are you thinking about? Like what do you know what would be in the 4?
Yeah, so I stumbled upon an absinthe scent that I really like. I didn't mean to make it, but I was like, wow, I smelled it and I was like, this is straight up absinthe. So I enjoy that. There's a jack-o'-lantern, like a Yankees jack-o'-lantern, that I'm trying to like recreate. That's a little bit harder.
Ooh.
It's hard to get that kind of. There's like a strong clove note. It's hard to find the right fragrance oil for the clove, as it always comes. I don't know, Virgil, if you got any hints on some good clove notes, let me know. But
I have all the cloves.
I bet you do. That's what I'm saying. And then Mystic Moon, and a combination of that, which Witch's Brew is kind of like a variation of. I mean, what am I trying to say? Yeah. So it's kind of like a little bit of both there, but it's a little smokier than one I came up with. And there's one that's a little bit more darker and earthier that I haven't. That's just out of the blue. So
Yeah,
they just. I think that I can melt them now. You have to wait to cure them a little bit before you can melt them.
Depending on the wax, though.
Yeah. But I think I can melt them now, but I only got a few. But I am planning on sending them out to both of you. So I'd love to get your notes on it and hear what you guys have to say for sure. And I've started some artwork on them as well.
nice.
But
I can't wait. That sounds awesome, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and you guys. I mean, I gotta inspire me to do this type of stuff, you know, because again, it's kind of a different type of thing. I don't think any of my art school friends or any of my band friends and stuff would ever think that. Like, what are you doing now? Like, you're making
you're making candles? What?
Candles?
you know, like I don't think they would ever like quite resonate with it, but you know, it again, this type of community and you both of your content is really inspiring, and of course Virgil's stuff is amazing. So it's also like it's just kind of, you know, you just want to play in that sandbox a little bit and see what you can do, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys start making candles, and I'll start singing.
You probably can, man, with that deep, rich voice of yours. Oh my god.
I'm gonna leave the candle making to the pros. I got enough going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You come up with some good concepts. We got Dead Night Video out of it.
Dude, yeah, Dead Night Video's banger, Virgil. Banger. I mean, I've got a couple other concepts, and like I said, Virgil and I were working on one, but it's a tough one. So I don't know if that's ever really going to come to fruition. But you know, I mean, I love dreaming them up, but you know,
Concocting them's a whole nother story.
actually making it work is a whole nother thing. It's like I was telling Todd and Virgil on our camera test. You know, not to sound cruel or whatever, but like being in the movie industry and writing and stuff, every asshole has an idea for a movie. Like, and I feel like that's how I feel as someone like, oh, I've got an idea for a candle, you know.
I don't know the ins and outs of it or if it would really work, but
I don't know if it'll work,
good.
but here's
That's a
some
good idea.
idea.
Well, it
But,
certainly
like,
worked with Dead Night Video, you know.
It worked for Dead Night Video. It was banger. Like, I love the concept because the concept's sort of a short story idea that I have. Like deeper than that, it was the location, right? Haunted video store. And Virgil, you know, I gave him like some ideas that I had, and I was like, let's see what you can do, man. And he, damn alchemist over there.
Have you melted that one yet, Todd?
Hell yeah, I have. Yeah. It was the first one I put in, man.
Did it give you the old video store vibes?
Did it? Yes, absolutely. But more so, it reminded me of being in a movie theater, to be honest. The carpet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I melted it right over there. I don't know if you can see the glowing skull from here, but yeah, no, it was great. Actually, when I was making 31, a lot of it was being melted then too.
That's
But
awesome.
but yeah, man, like, and I so you see my little TV there. I tend to watch movies as I paint sometimes, you know. So that whole vibe altogether was just like, oh, relief, man. It was just the best. And Chance, I got a question for you, man. Like, would you ever consider writing a lore to any of these types of scent fragrances or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do it.
Because I think, like, when I was telling Virgil too, like thing that pushes me the most is atmosphere. I love atmosphere, you know, and I want my art to convey an atmosphere. Candles are atmosphere. I mean, when you smell, you get the atmosphere, and then a good story to tie it all in.
Yeah,
it'd just be like a fun project. But yeah,
I would love to do it. That'd be awesome. I'll definitely do that. And yeah, Jen too. Like Jen's an awesome writer as well.
Oh, awesome.
Like, I mean, you know, we don't really talk too much about things, but the simplicity of it is we're opening a production company. Hopefully this year. We have been working on some films over the last few years, developing these films. And we're really, really excited to unleash all this on the world. And we have another partner in our film company, and he's an awesome writer. And yeah, that's near and dear to our hearts. That's our reason. And we live in that world, right, of all like brainstorming and coming up with concepts and ideas. But yeah, our company's really close, really, really close. Like I'm doing pitch decks on films right now. We've
got 7 scripts finished.
We have 7 finished screenplays because we wanted to develop like a wave, right? Like none of this. We did a movie and we disappeared. You're right, like. And like my background's in film and film production. We're both actors. We've been working professionally for a long time acting, but we're writers, and like I've got a film degree in production and critical studies. And Jen's like her projects, the things she's worked on too, she had to do a lot of like behind the scenes development, behind the camera stuff.
Down and dirty filmmaking where the actors are the crew and intense, you know.
Yeah. And our buddy is an incredible writer, and he's got a really cool background in BMX, which is a thing that we share. And he also used to shoot a lot of like BMX videos and stuff in the 90s. And I'm so excited, guys, like to unleash this stuff on you. It's hard to keep a lid on it, but you know, like a lot of creatives, like if you don't want to talk about it too much, you so that you do it.
Yeah.
But we're really close, man. We're so close to opening our production company, which I'm not even going to say the name of yet, and starting funding for these films. And they're all original horror films. And one's not. One, we do have one adaptation of a property from that's not our own, but
actually we have 2, but that's not within the first 7.
Yeah,
one of the first 7 is.
Yeah, let's not get confused. But we have of our films, we have one adaptation that's somebody everybody's heard of, but this needs to be made into a film. But anyway, all of this stuff's original. We're excited. We're ready to do it, and it's coming soon. And writing and creating, like I'm working on a novel right now. I want to move more into writing. So like we've got a YA TV series we're working on, you know, that's not aimed at R. And then I've got some novels and books and stuff that I want to work on and do. So do I want to write some concepts for some scents and heck yeah, let's do it, man. That'd be amazing.
Because that's something we're looking forward to too, is getting some sense for our films.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll say that too. That's the other thing. Virgil and I have chatted and about the first film. Well, hopefully it's the first one we get produced. Film industry is weird, so hopefully it's the first one that we get to do. But I want to do a release of fragrances that tie into the film.
It's an anthology, so there's 3 stories, so there would be 3 fragrances, right?
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah,
maybe
it's an anthology. We'll say that too. It's a horror and it's an anthology.
That's awesome.
But it's not like any anthology you've ever seen.
Totally unique.
Yeah, it's not here's a story, here's a story, here's a story. It's not that.
Bye, Rose.
Bye, Rose. Happy Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
And Kent, I noticed you said something earlier about having a carrot note in the one of my scents. I'm searching for that carrot note, but recently I did find an oil out there that might be the one. So yes, we're on the same track there.
Yeah, I keep bugging Virgil about the Witch's Cauldron. Like the old Witch's Cauldron from Kringle. I finally got my nose on the old Witch's Cauldron, and it is a different beast than what they released today. And I'm just like, dude, just duke the damn thing, like the old one. Like, can we get like an old school Kringle Witch's Cauldron? And like, I know duping stuff isn't like know.
Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't even know where to start with that one. That one that's off the charts, man.
Well, that's the path, man. You start there, and then you end up on something better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try to dupe Halloween, you end up with Friday the 13th.
You try to dupe Halloween, you end up with Friday the 13th, baby.
Full circle. We
brought it back around. Y'all thought we were meandering. Y'all thought we didn't know where we were going. Friday the 13th, baby.
Fitting.
I tried on a hayride. That'd be a tricky one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that one's very unique. Very, very unique.
I mean, I want to see some of these ones we dreamed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want some of these. I think these would, and I think I mean, I'm no expert. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most of these are doable.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of like what I was gonna mix as you guys were talking, except for like Aquanet. I don't know what the hell.
Creative liberties and
Aquanet would be amazing if you could figure that out, though. That'd be.
If you could figure out Aquanet, bro.
Oh, so that's something. I think I thrifted it. I don't know where I got it from. It might have been in a purse or something. But I have some 80s rave hairspray. I saved it just because I'm like, this is vintage.
I'm gonna send you some rave hairspray, Virgil.
What about LA Looks?
LA
Looks.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had believe it or not, I did have hair at one point in my life, and that shit was fucking spiked. LA Looks was grabbed a hold of it and held on tight. Go to those rec dances, making myself be known with that LA Look style.
The LA Look, because you got to have the hard hold, baby, to get the.
I went through a lot of hair products trying to figure out this stuff, these curls and this frizz in the 80s, trying to navigate that. Well, in the 90s, really. Spray gel became my friend.
Spray gel.
Moose. Remember Moose? Aussie Moose?
Aussie.
Oh, Aussie.
That grape smell? Remember that grape?
The grape, yeah.
The original herbal essence. Oh my god.
Oh man. I had a crush on every girl that had that in their hair.
Yep.
Like herbal essence.
Pantene
Pro V. Oh, and VO5 hot oil treatment.
VO5 hot oil. Yeah,
that did smell good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, Head and Shoulders, man. Had a crispness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. If we could,
you guys didn't have Head and Shoulders. What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
the only one. Okay.
Down here in the South, we had Tres Flores. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
Sounds much more elegant than Head and Shoulders.
Oh yeah. No. Herbal
Old
essence is
Spice.
good.
That'd be interesting if you could knock off an original herbal essence smell. That'd be kind of fun.
I've tried. I'm about 60% there.
It's more than 50, my friend.
That's more than 50.
You are not wrong.
Yeah. When we were asked about like ultimate summer candles and we came up with a few. I've got like kind of ultimate beach candles or whatever, but I was telling them yesterday about a candle idea I had that I want to do that's called Poolside. I'm trying to find the notes for it here on my thing here. Where in the heck did I put it?
That did sound good though. That sounded really good.
No, that ain't it. It's I think it's in here. There it is.
I'll be right back, guys. Just keep going, I guess.
All right. I found it. And like, Witch knows you can get involved in this too, man. I got ideas. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. But
It's like, someone make this candle.
yeah, like this is my idea for a summer candle, okay? I want the pool thing. And I know Yankee just released like a pool fragrance. I haven't smelled it yet, but I can already tell you they're not going to go hardcore like I want them to. I can already tell you that. My favorite thing that I've smelled so far that reminds me of the pool and reminds me of summer water is Splash by Magic Candle Company. It smells like bromine water at like the theme park, like when you went down a log flume or something. But what I want is this is my idea anyways. It's called Poolside. I want pool water. I want bromine, chlorine. I want that sun-warmed vinyl. I want a hint of butyl rubber, which is like the inner tubes, the old school inner tubes. And I want a splash of sunscreen, which is pineapple, banana, coconut, lime, and vanilla. That's like that is the old school sunscreen scent of like Banana Boat, Copper Tone, all that stuff. So pool water, bromine, sun-warmed vinyl, a hint of butyl rubber, and sunscreen, which is pineapple, banana, coconut, lime, and vanilla. It's called Poolside. That's my idea for like a summer scent, and I would friggin' love it if that thing existed. And I'm talking. I want to smell chlorine. I want to smell pool water. That's my idea anyway. I need a
little complicated, but I think it's doable.
I'd be interested, Virgil, to hear what you're going to pick for oil for the chlorine note.
I have one.
Oh, wow.
Actually, yeah. There's a few little known companies out there that do some weird stuff, and I'd spend a lot of money just buying all the weird stuff I could find. Yeah. I have a like a chlorine, almost like a bleach. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so fresh and so clean.
yeah. Anyway, that would be like kind of an idea anyway of my ultimate. If that existed, how I want it to in my mind, that would be like my ultimate idea of a summer scent, like hanging out by the pool. Hey, bye, Melissa and Chris.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for hanging.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2.5 hours here.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna probably shut it down here for us here pretty soon too.
Yeah.
Again, thank you both for having me on. This has been a blast.
No, man, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for being on, dude. Like,
absolutely.
And we'll get together and do one too. You know.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And Virgil, I want to do like a full-on video for your Halloween stuff. Your wax melts are coming out when?
July 17th.
Okay, July 17th.
And
Yeah.
I won the trivia last time, and I can attest to these wax melts. They are unbelievable. They really are. So
Yeah, dude. Your new line is fire. And is there going to be a candle? There's a candle of abduction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know at least a little bit about what candles you're going to have in August?
I can't.
I got. I'm probably gonna have about 10 different scents. I'm gonna have pumpkin fire from the first year. I'm gonna have Halloween bonfire. I'm gonna have Halloween night, candy corn. I will have abduction, enchantress, autumn's end, dead night video, and maybe a couple others that I can't remember right now.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
about
just
goth? Is goth
which
gonna
one?
be in there? Goth?
Oh, golf.
No, I'd need to do a little more work on that one because it was that one was one that was giving me weak wick syndrome. You know, where after like an hour or so, the wicks get a little dim, a little dimmer than I would like them to be. I mean, if you were to burn it 4 hours at a time every single time, yeah, you probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but I still need to tweak it a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's exciting, man.
Oh, and haunted house, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say haunted house, man.
Oh, haunted house.
One thing I will say about haunted house. I work at a haunted house in October, Haunted Overload. If you guys don't know about it, Google it. Haunted Overload is amazing. It's one of the top haunts in the country, and that reminds me so much of Aberdeen Hall, which is an actual haunted house that they built in the woods. And when I say it's not a facade, it's a literal house they built from scratch in the woods, and it's open concept. So they have a tree that goes all the way through it. So it's like the tree grew through the house, that type of thing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And of course, like the roof is kind of all busted up, so the rain comes in and it kind of seeps into the wood. And every so often I haunt in there. When I'm lucky enough, I get stationed there or something. Someone that's not there or whatever, I'll be stationed there. And it reminded me instantly, once I smelled that on coal, like of that haunted house. Like I'm not even joking, man. It like that outdoor note, that kind of like that just kind of moist wood, like it really brought me there, and it's pretty wild. That literally says haunted house, and that's exactly what it reminds me of. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard of Haunted Overload. Yeah, like Kent. Yeah, we love haunts, man. Like, you know,
I've been doing it for 10 years since they started that location.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. If it actually reminds you of like a real haunted house, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I would like. When I smelled that when I first got it, I was like, man, this really does smell like a haunt. Like it smells like like one of the haunts that are actually built, like you're saying, like in a place, like in the woods, you go to a haunt. Yeah, it really vibes that way, like a lot.
And we're all weather too, so there's times when we're in torrential rain.
Yeah,
and it's pounding, and I mean, and it's in the woods. It's literally in the woods, so it's like, no joke.
You get that wet,
so that earthy smell is all over the place.
Yeah, originally the haunted house was going to be called the Crypt, and it was going to be a lot more stone forward. But the company that made that one specific stone that I needed, they discontinued that oil, and I had to change direction. I was calling it the Vampire's Coffin, because of the wood and the earth, kind of like Bram Stoker's Dracula. That was where I was going with it. And then I added a little bit of a different wood, and it just hit me like an old haunted house. I went with that.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's great.
Everyone's talking about the craft.
Everyone's talking about the craft. Yeah.
That one
I'm
is so
I'm
good.
getting close on the candle. I don't know if it'll be ready by August, but
I was
eventually.
I was melting the craft the other day to see. It's such a cool fire scent. Like it's hard to describe what the craft is, right? It's kind of like a bonfire, kind of like a campfire, but there is something so
It's that witchy herbal note. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
there's something so witchy and esoteric and supernatural and cool about this fragrance. Like
Is this the one that I tried to wear as I rubbed it on myself as a perfume?
that was
Or was it-
Summer Witch.
Oh, Summer Witch.
But yeah, you also
But
said
then
that
this
you
one
she
got
would-
that after, and it was better.
some of these I bet people here can attest that they would love it if you had body sprays and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother ball game, guys.
I can't even keep up with the wax smell.
Yeah.
One thing I can
When
say
we got
too,
Summer Witch,
Virgil,
I was
is
just
that
like,
you have a way of
"Mm."
making a lot of smoky scents that smell unique,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. Like it's and that's really hard to do because when I've experimented with different stuff and I add like a smoke element or something like that, it tends to overpower, and then it's just that's all you're smelling or whatever. It's a delicate kind of balance that you have to play with to make it have that smoky kind of atmospheric element, but also have its own voice and have it say something totally different. Like you can smell craft and haunted house, and they both have a smoky vibe to them, but they're distinct. They're so distinct.
Very distinct.
Your pumpkin line as well. Your pumpkin line like totally has a lot of different elements that are totally unique but similar. It's
The witch line, the pumpkin line, the scarecrow line, like all bangers. And I feel like you have this like smoky dirt line, and it's like haunted house,
The decay line.
decay, spooky hollow.
And what's funny is like every single one of those smoke notes or wood notes or whatever, they're all different.
Yeah.
I've never reused. I may use some elements of this one in another one, but yeah, it's all different.
You can
It's all
tell.
different.
I mean, you can tell because even though they're like they live in the same world, they're not the same creature.
That's well
Yeah.
put. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Uh-oh, it looks like we started a thing. We
So-
need the witch body sprays.
The spring witch body sprays. Yeah, the body sprays.
Or the
That
roll
one-
It's the witch
like
line.
in the nine. I remember
Yeah, the roller.
Or the roller. Yeah,
Yeah.
the rollers last
Mhm.
longer too.
Talk to Alex. Like she does them, man. Alex kills it with the rolling perfumes and all that. Like,
what you
Yeah.
could do is just do two of the fragrances. Two.
yeah, just see who.
And go
I
quick.
guarantee you,
No.
everybody wants the witch. Like
Yeah.
one of the
Well, I
witches.
get it, Virgil. I get it, man. It's like it's a lot.
Do
You know,
werewolf
like-
and one of the
It's a lot.
witches.
Mhm.
So the guys have one.
Werewolf.
Actually,
Werewolf and one of the
Oh,
witches.
I love that. Yeah.
Actually, she asked me, and I had to look up, like the MSDS on all the oils that I used in Summer Witch, and it is not it's not lip safe. You
Okay,
can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's safe in candles or wax melts or home sprays. But I mean, if you were like to use it like lip balm or something, no.
No.
Yeah, if you're a wuss. So what?
I mean, some people eat
Yeah.
them.
Some people are eating them, bro.
Yeah, I guess. Don't eat the wax melts. Don't eat the wax.
And they're mentioning this too, licorice scents. You're licorice king over here too.
Yeah.
Man, I
Yeah.
try. I try, but man, I want that graveyard fog from what was it, Colonial?
Goose Creek, Graveyard Fog.
No,
I love
think it
that
was-
one. I love
I think it was Colonial Candle.
Colonial.
And then Yankees Black Cat. Oh no.
Midnight Magic or something like that, or
Well, I mean, just Yankees Black Licorice. Oh my God, that's so good. The Happy Halloween. I have not been able to replicate that yet.
I don't know. Your licorice smells are the best, though.
Dude, Black Pumpkin is like one of the best things on planet Earth.
I need to grab that this time around. Are you making that this year? Or?
Yeah, that one will be back. Not in the candle. That one gives me.
I don't think I have that one as a melt. It's the one I.
All right.
That one gives me hell in candle form for some reason.
Yeah, I had that tester of Black Pumpkin, and it had a little bit of issues, but not. I mean, Virgil's gonna perfect it before he puts it out. He's not gonna put out anything that. If he burns 5 candles and 4 of them do good and 1 of them doesn't, it ain't coming out. that's Virgil, and I gotta respect that. I get it.
This little melty thing has a smell.
Danny's right on that one. Oh, good, you picked that up. Oh man, I am not looking forward to this year's releases. Okay, here's the topic. What do you guys think of the new labels for the house warmer jars?
No. Looks like a Walmart mainstays.
They look better. The Walmart labeling looks better. It's like I don't understand, man. I just don't understand who's in charge of it. I like that they have they buzz back the girth of a nice label, but then they take it all up with this white like just text, and you see a little bit of an image off to the side. It's like it's a thing where it's like I know what they did. They were like, hey, we want to do simple, elegant, little sophisticated and simple and elegant. And what they got was bargain basement dollar store. Like I used to have a marketing company. Obviously, I do, like Todd, you're an artist. Mm-hmm.
Like I do art. I design all kinds of stuff. Am I wrong? It's not that hard. Like I could make Yankee labels. First off, if they came to me and said, hey, I want simple and sophistication or whatever, I could do it. I disagree with the entire direction. I would go, I think it's time to bring back art and like kitschy and like grab the nostalgia, This like clinical look sucks, and I'm
exactly, man. It's clinical. It looks like it's going to be in a corporate gift basket.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like, what is this? What are we doing? And I love Yankee. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for Yankee. I mean that they've been around since I've even started liking any of this stuff. Like,
I mean,
yeah. And that. I was telling Virgil, I'm going to show you guys a candle that reminds me of this, but like back when I was a kid and I go to the mall with my folks, they go to Yankee Candle and you walk in and you smell that waft of candles. Like there's this candle from, I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's called Candle Shop.
Huh. No.
And it's a blend. It's like a blend of all the different candles. So when you open it up, it's like, boom. You're like right there. You know what I mean? It's just, but man, that is slowly going away, man. It's hard to watch.
It's what's aggravating to me about Yankee and like what they're turning into. And like, I hate to say it, Goose Creek.
One thing I'll say about Goose Creek, at least is the scents pop. They have a lot of variety of the scent. And
I got my first Goose Creek candle that didn't throw.
Really?
And they're going, they're in Walmarts now and doing all this kind of stuff. And Candle Shop was limited edition Kringle Candle Country line, yeah. And like I started like looking back, I got a soft spot for Goose Creek. It's hard to look at it with like, eyes that aren't persuaded. Yeah, little rose-colored glasses. But I just sat back and I went, has Goose Creek ever had their own personality? I don't think so, because they tried to knock off Yankee. That was like who they, and I'm not even talking about their fragrances. Their fragrances are amazing, and their fragrances stands. They have some fragrances out there that no one else does anything like it, and they kick everyone's ass at those particular ones. Like they have a personality as far as a fragrance line. But as far as a company line, they tried to be like Yankee, and now they're doing Bath and Body Works. They literally have on the top of their site Goose Creek Bath, Body, and Home, because they're ripping off. I'm like,
you don't need to rip anybody off.
Stop it.
You're better, or just as good as a lot of these other places.
You have your own personality in your fragrances. Sit down, like hire me. I'll take some time out of my time and I'll help you market and like come up with your own damn swing. You don't have to like dupe an entire company's like look and everything. It just sucks.
It's
Yeah.
really,
I have a theory on that. So, like when you ship paraffin in the summer, sometimes it doesn't work well. If you were to put soy wax, in this jar form, it's tough. It is tough in this specific jar form that Goose Creek was using. I think they went to the 3 wicks because they wouldn't lose as much money on refunds for the paraffin wax melting in the summer.
Yeah.
makes
That
sense.
is-
And also they burn faster. So people have to
Yeah.
run
Yeah, there you go. That way you buy more candles. I mean it's a business for them, And
But I mean,
I
they
can get-
took their whole personality and put it after them, though. Bath, Body, and Home under the Goose Creek label. Come on, man.
yeah.
I get like the business decisions. It's kind of like, right, like there's a lot of film companies, right? But like they have their own personalities. Go watch an A24 film. Go watch a Blumhouse film. Go watch these. Like you can tell sometimes like personality. That's what I'm talking about. Like the business model's fine. You can take it and go, hey, like this isn't really working. I mean, like I'm with you too. Like I miss the paraffin, but I get it as a business decision. I get it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. But to not have a personality of your own, like that's bothersome to me, especially when like I feel like companies like that are the ones that go away. And that would be a damn shame because Goose Creek, like I can talk about Halloween candles from Goose Creek. I can talk about summer candles from them. I can talk about like seagrass. Like, I mean, they have some candles that they're incredible. And the fragrances have a personality of their own. Why can't your company? You can keep your business model.
Yeah, like probably about 3 of their candles are on my top 10, top 5 at least.
Yeah.
Like when they do it well, they do it very well.
Goose Creek?
Yeah, all of Jen's picks today were Goose Creeks.
There you go.
I mean, like we were talking about Stormy Day Snuggle. What the hell? It's amazing. Like it's incredible. That's like on my list for like candle of the year 2025. It's going to be on the short list. There's no question.
I was just talking to Todd about that earlier. But yeah, I mean, I have 8 of these, and I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, well, what if they don't bring it back? It's that good.
Oh, I gotta get it, man.
That's the other problem that I have with that. If you don't have a personality of your own, you're not really paying attention. And this is something Goose Creek does a lot is they'll like put out like 70 freaking cents. And then like I'll be damned. Like they won't come back. Like, here you go. There's Stormy Day Snuggle. Is it going to come back? Who knows? Like they throw too much at the wall and too many similar things. Like there's one that's in all the stores that is it's a fall candle and it's like autumn something or other, but it's literally the same thing as one of their leaves candles. It's exactly the same, like exactly with a different name, and they had both of those candles out at the same time. Why? I don't know, man.
They had a fall candle last year that blew my mind. It was so good. It had this nutty note to it that I never smelt in another candle.
Black candy apple?
No, it was something like just autumn leaves and whatever. But I thought it was just gonna be, a nice. But I was like, once I burned it, it was really good. But it's not in front of me, so I can't remember the name.
That's the problem, right? Like if you put out that much stuff and there's so much of it that's similar, then how the hell can you like? It's hard to keep up. And then like I'll have a favorite, like they'll put out something and I'll think it's amazing, and it'll never come back. Like there's nothing on the market like Autumn Walk. I tried the things that are like, oh, Goose Creek, so like try Bath and Body Works, whatever. It's not the same. It's not even close. I think some candle company made a dupe of it I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's aggravating because I think they're one of the best out there at what they do, and they don't seem to have a personality of their own. They don't seem to care at this point either. They just seem to care more about like making money, and that sucks.
It says here, presumably they pay for fragrance designers, but not branding specialists.
No branding specialists. That's a good point, Thorne. Presumably they pay for fragrance designers, but no branding specialists.
Bad move.
And that's kind of my point with labeling and stuff. I know, like, you know, the scent is king, you know, but branding and labeling add to the lore of the candle, you know, and it really it really does affect how you can have something that could be a strawberry candle. You give it a different name, you're going to have a whole different, you're going to come at it with a different approach. And you're gonna smell different things because you're not thinking strawberry. You know, like let's be a little bit more creative.
Yeah, Virgil and I have talked about this because like I get aggravated because he has stuff like Midnight Dragon Fruit and stuff, and like and Desert Thunderstorm, and nobody buys it. And I'm like, these are some of the best freaking scents on the market. And I'm like, if you called this like Desert Monster or some shit, people would buy it. And Probably. it's sort of aggravating because like having a history in marketing and having a marketing company at one time and stuff, perception is a lot. It lends a lot to things. And so the art and the way you market something and everything can change people's perception of something even.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But this is us just over here bitching about Goose Creek and Yankee.
We're all vented. We're all vented out now.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I have a lot of hope for Yankees Halloween. But I hope we're all wrong and they come out.
Yeah. Well, they have that sad tarot candle that
it sounds good. I mean, on paper, it sounds good.
It might be good, but I mean, come on, man. Like, give us something.
Come on, man.
Hold on 1 second. I got something to show you guys. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, tarot Enchantress spell, by the way, was awesome. I don't even like rose candles that much, and that thing was badass.
That one was on sale too, so that's got me worried.
All right.
I did get one backup of it.
You got me going back on their site now to get.
You got him shopping during the live.
Mystic Moon. I didn't know. I'm glad you said that because I don't really have. I think I have one more Mystic Moon.
Here's a little. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can. The Oracle. It's my own little tarot candle I made.
Oh wow!
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Todd. That's how you do it, man.
So that's, it's good stuff. Orange wax. But yeah, I mean, when I think of tarot, just give us a vibe, let's get there. Let's go there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I hope we're all wrong, and Yankee comes out swinging with some cool stuff. But
we'll see. I'm sure there's some other companies that are going to have some good stuff this year.
Yeah, I mean, and is
banana
no. Yeah, right on, Amanda. I mean, as much as I hope Yankee does, and I might be in the minority here, but if Yankee went away and Goose Creek got cooler, I'd be okay with it.
I'd miss the outlet down the street though.
Yeah. What if they all got cooler? Why do we got to pick and choose? Why do we do this kind of stuff? I would take that if this went away. What if they all got cool?
Yeah,
Then I wouldn't have to make any more.
Shut up, Virgil.
No way, man. No way.
You got a pretty big to-do list after.
I already told you, man.
Here's the thing, Virgil. It's like we all got to go. Oh, frozen. Jason,
You got the
Frozen.
Jason got me. Okay.
Spirit fingers.
He's trapped in Friday Part 10.
Well, I was gonna say, like, sometimes you gotta go get groceries at Walmart or whatever. But when you want to get something special, you go to the boutique store. You know what I mean? You go to the special restaurant. You're that special restaurant, man. That's the thing. You know what I mean? That's like when you want something special, you want something that you know is going to taste good. You're not going to mess around. You can get your bread and butter everywhere else. You know what I mean? I have a lot of scents that I like burn just because it's just like, it's just available or whatever, and I like it. But when it's something special, you go and, you know where to go.
Hey,
to.
Chance, you told him he's not going to get paid for this, right?
Yeah.
This is
Well, hey, man,
fun.
I'm only here because I'm a fan, man.
This is for
I was
fun.
a fan. I followed you, and then you ended up liking one of my paintings, man. I just lucked out.
Oh, man, it was a beautiful painting. That's like one of my most prized possessions, man. That thing is awesome.
It's friggin' amazing. That's the thing, man. Like, I told Virgil, like, get ready. Because if the production company does what I think it's going to do, I hope you're ready to go into big-ass production, bro.
Oh.
Virgil, the serial killer restaurant of wax.
Yep, the serial killer restaurant of wax. Yep.
All right, that's your new tagline. Just to let you know, you got to put that on everything now. Got to put that right on your website right after this.
I'll be in charge of the scent production, but no, I can't.
That's the point, Virgil.
It's too much work, bro.
You got to put that on a t-shirt, man.
That's the point, man. Like, I hate producing, dude. I fucking hate producing. I hate it. I can't wait to not do it anymore. It's just necessary now. Later on, no more. Or I get to write and direct. I'll know what the hell's going on, but like, I don't have to do it anymore. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you make the fragrances, sign off on designs and everything else that you like. But you don't got to do it all at that level. You get other people that like doing that part of it.
I think
some people like producing. I think they're crazy, but
I think someone emailed me last year and they were like, wow, the package got here in 2 days. I want you to thank your shipping department. And I was like, oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I'll let them know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. But no, that's enough about me. Tonight's about Jason. Are you gonna go check out Chase's live?
Oh yeah, Chase is going on in a few minutes. Friday the 13th, 3. Yeah, he's doing a live stream over there at AVA Pop Culture. So yeah, and tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. video Ghoulash. We're gonna do an unboxing of Cantrip candles. I'm stoked. I've got no idea what I'm in for. Danny, thank you so much for sending me that. That's incredible. And
I've never tried any of their stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it, man. And I'll take the time now to sign off. Say thanks to everybody who hung out for almost 3 damn hours. And
I know. How long is this the longest live you guys have done, or no?
It's up there.
It's close.
There was a 3-hour one before.
Yeah, it's up there. But yeah, man. Thank you to everybody. I hope to see y'all tomorrow morning, and looking forward to doing this again.
Absolutely, and thank you both very much for inviting me on. And if anyone's interested in what I'm up to, Todd Kramer Arts on YouTube. I've got a little YouTube channel there, and I'll soon be providing prints through probably Etsy or something like that. So, and By Candlelight for music. So if you have any streaming services you prefer, Apple Music, Spotify, etc., check out By Candlelight. I'm on there.
Man, that sounded professional.
Yeah. All right, your turn, Jen.
Good night, y'all. Thank you so much for letting me join in and dream up spooky candles.
Trash Troll Vintage. Don't forget on
Vintage.
Instagram, go check out Trash Troll Vintage, man. She's rebranded and
rebranded. I'm still trying to catch back up on my inventory, but I've got a bunch of stuff that should be hitting the shop.
she's got a Poshmark, got a
Depop, and an Etsy.
Trash Troll Vintage.
Forgive the Etsy, it's not fully rebranded yet. It still has a Werefox picture.
Yeah, but yeah, y'all check that out, man. If y'all are looking for some cool vintage stuff.
Yeah, no,
Best name ever. I love that name.
I love that
that's a
name.
good
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
I'm
That's awesome.
Retro.
No, but thank everyone for sticking around this long, and I want to thank all you guys for jumping on with me. Everyone, wish Jason a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason.
You mongoloid freak.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.